Yare yo, yare yas. Obi benya one fi yare. Yamfa yare nso nya nipa. Sichire yare ni no. Sickness can determine the last straw of your life. Ladies and gentlemen, friends and loved ones, supporters of our foundation, the CL Foundation for Health, Diabetes and Asthma and Cerebral Palsy. We are knocking at your doors, knocking at your pocket, knocking at your emotions. Support me and my team to support people living with diabetes, asthma and cerebral palsy. Your donations are welcome on 862-215-2007. Your Zelle 862-215-2007. MTN Ghana numbers 055 000 5077 055 000 5077. It is the MTN number. CL Foundation for Health and Support. Help us with the diabetes equipment, glucometers, wheelchairs, old clothing, new clothing, financial support, and let's give it to the needy. Thank you for your support. Yare yo, yare yas. Obi benya one fi yare. Yamfa yare nso nya nipa. Sichire yare ni no. Sickness can determine.
I'm super excited about this ginger chips. Ain't it a whoopee ginger chips at me power chow. Say enye mape ginger chips dear. And then I worry. And it is something say you were in powdered form like this. Ain't it we will be opaque green tea to send me near me green tea and I may be egum. Na se me pese me munch on something so any me sakanwa na marry. Would you wouldn't share no? Google about ginger and you see the health benefits of ginger. But need just some say yet the organic honey and I come and I yet mape ginger chips myself. So America, it comes in a pouch like this. Into more American yina mubiti me afre
862-215-2007.
Good. Ofra you be deliver yet ya more kama. So we Ghana and so be patch ofre
0277-609-644.
Mape ginger chips dear. OBA here. I'm super excited about this ginger chips. Ain't it a whoopee ginger chips at me power chow. Say enye mape ginger chips dear. And then I worry. And it is something say you were in powdered form like this. Ain't it we will be opaque green tea to send me near me green tea and I may be egum. Na se me pese me munch on something so any me sakanwa na marry. Would you wouldn't share no? Google about ginger and you see the health benefits of ginger. But need just some say yet the organic honey and I come and I yet mape ginger chips myself. So America, it comes in a pouch like this. Into more American yina mubiti me afre
862-215-2007.
Good. Ofra you be deliver yet ya more kama. So we Ghana and so be patch ofre
0277-609-644.
Mape ginger chips dear. OBA here. I'm super excited.
Hello, Minyama. Me say a drawer me baby jumwa dance ya chow. Mrs. Bento, me jumwa dance ye. Minim a draw me baby dimu asem a chow. MSP 30. Me say a drawer a bra na meet me nya bra. Me say Maya bra jite one day. One day in the crown so mojano emba papa. Me say a drawer and the chicha jane. Unim say unto me nya bra ya. Unum a drawer ya. Senya wasa oba uflo. Ema uflo pepepe. Wama omo ko eficha na on my just young way yachesa want to me nya won hwe me say MSP 30 a drawway me say me nyanti a me di ho adanse ayeden a kire umpa bi nto ya pebito oba uchima asai oba wo ye chima agise yete wonka MSP 30 na record ma na unim say secret baako san wo ho say even say enye chima crampo a onto se wonuma esiesi wase eyi nkabone ema ye yeast infection ni ajade nyina mesi edro we a e friend MSP 30 no juma edima me maso ahwe wo so kone kosohwe me maso ahwe wo so kone kosohwe na me se opedodo etu a ene yera kwan ya telephone number ne wo so
0277 609 644.
The Darcy. Hello, Minyama.
Get ready for the ultimate cooling experience with our portable, rechargeable 4-speed fans. These amazing fans can keep you cool for a staggering 58 hours on a single charge. With added features such as remote control, LED lights, and a phone charging port, you'll stay comfortable and connected wherever you go. Don't miss out. Contact me now to get yours. Get ready for the ultimate cooling experience with our portable, rechargeable 4-speed fans. These amazing fans can keep you cool for a staggering 58 hours on a single charge. With added features such as remote control, LED lights, and a phone charging port, you'll stay comfortable and connected wherever you go. Don't miss out. Contact me now to get yours. Get ready for the ultimate cooling experience with our portable, rechargeable 4-speed fans. These amazing fans can keep you cool for a staggering 58 hours on a single charge. With added features such as remote control, LED lights, and a phone charging port, you'll stay comfortable and connected wherever you go. Don't miss out. Contact me now to get yours.
I'm super excited about this ginger chips. Ain't it a whoopee, ginger chips at me power chow. Say enye mape ginger chips dear. Eh? And yeah, then I worry. And it is something say, ye were in powdered form like this. Ain't it we will be opaque green tea to send me near me green tea and I may be egum. Na se me pese me munch on something so any me sakanwa na marry. Would you wouldn't share no? Google about ginger and you see the health benefit of ginger. But need just some say the organic honey and I come and I get mape ginger chips myself. So America, it comes in a pouch like this. Into more American yina mubiti me afre
862-215-2007.
Good. Ofra you be deliver. Yet ya more kama. So we Ghana and so me patch free
0277 609 644.
Mape ginger chips dear. OBA here. I'm super excited about this ginger chips. Ain't it a whoopee, ginger chips at me power chow. Say enye mape ginger chips dear. Eh? And yeah, then I worry. And it is something say, ye were in powdered form like this. Ain't it say we will be opaque green tea to send me near me green tea and I may be egum. Na se me pese me munch on something so any me sakanwa na marry. Would you wouldn't share no? Google about a ginger and you see the health benefit of ginger. Benny just a mess. The organic honey and I come and I get Macbee ginger chips myself. So America, it comes in a pouch like this. Into more American yina mubiti me afre
862-215-2007.
Good. Ofre you be deliver ye dia more kama. So wo Ghana so a be patch ofre
0277-609-644.
Macbee ginger chips dear OBA here. I'm super excited about this ginger chips.
All right, so thank you all very much for officially joining me for my first ever live video in the new year. I miss all of you. Our regular 5:30 shows comes off. You should get ready for it. You know how we do it. This year, 2025, one of the big things we're going to do is to do a lot of lecture. A lot of programs are on the way for us. Like tonight, I'm joining my brother in Ohio to treat on HRE TV a very important topic, which is the psychological impact of a yearly resolution. I don't know how many of you have done a yearly resolution already, but most of us will always have a plan to do a yearly resolution. We want to have a resolution that is achievable. So today I'm here to assist those of us who want to have it done clearly. Let's do it the best way. So how to make and keep new resolution. So I'm teaching two different forms, how to make and also keep a new resolution. You've not seen me in a short sleeve before with my bow tie and everything, but I welcome all of you to this year's 2025. I will bring him on board very soon to come and join me. But those of you on Facebook, let me say a big thank you to all of you who really joined us for the Orgasm Conference in Orgasm Conference naturally 2024, the Families Orgasm Conference. This year, as I promised all of you at the conference, July is going to happen live. We are going to have our biggest first. We went for a long break, so we'll come back again bigger and better. So there's going to be a conference, 2025. There's going to be a conference for all of us as well. So yes, you're starting comedy now. Say me be mane ba na yetua ne nkomo no so afi ono ne yango. But tonight is about resolution. Tonight is about what bothers your mind. Any question you want to ask a counselor after this day, you can ask him, because the new year, what are some of the reasons why the things you plan to do, you can't do them? And if you don't do them, why didn't you do them? And can you decide to do them now in case you don't do them? Should you always come back to a point where you want to change whatever you are unable to do to a new one, or you should go back visiting the old one and then see how it can be done properly for you? So I am not worried too much. I am not confused too much. I am not very bothered too much about what I didn't do. But unfortunately, what you have to do to survive this year. And this year, my motto is, I see a lot of husbands losing their wives. And I see a lot of wives losing their husbands, not by death, but by relationship. Because honestly speaking, some actions of some men have been tolerated for too long, and some actions of some women have been tolerated for too long. And action must be taken. They have to take some action so that there should be a clarity on the game that is happening as well, so that we can go ahead with with life. You understand what I'm saying? Okay, so we will talk about it. But if you have a question, wherever Abna is, Abna, I salute you. Wherever Ife is, I salute you. Wherever Honorable Yaofran is, I salute you. Baby Gladys, I salute you. All of you, all my members, let me say a big thank you for coming. I miss you, Papa, 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 Papa. We are back. We are back. We are back. No craps, no trouble. We are back. The whole thing is that we are back. And today happens to be the 6th day of January in 2025. In 2025, the 6th day of January. This 6th day of January is a very remarkable day in Ghana, and on the 7th day of January is the swearing in of the president-elect, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama. Tomorrow, the 7th of January, he will be sworn in as the president-elect, now moved to president himself. So tomorrow is going to be a big day for us. But at 12 midnight is the 7th day. I wish you would stay alive. I wish you would stay focused so that you whisper a simple prayer to God that as I enter into the 7th day, may my life be better. May I enjoy the fullness of grace. May the 7th day of the year 2025, in the first month of the year, be better for me. I am a very spiritual person, and for that matter, I really always want to find myself connecting with a lot of things that will bring me positivity. So it's okay. It's okay. I'm grateful. Very much grateful. Very much grateful. Very much grateful to God. Ghana is working. Ghana will work. And thank you so much. It will happen. Who is there? Who is there? Who? Just give me a minute. Who's that? Who's that? Okay, sorry for the break. Sorry. All right, so like I said earlier on, it's our first time, and if you have any question, you have any issue you want to discuss with me, it's important you come. When my main host come, the reason why I'm here tonight, then we drop off. So you can make a request. Thank you very much. I saw you give me a heart. I mean, that's a very good one. Thank you so much for having me. I want to see more of you and hope that we'll be able to land very well this year in the year 2025. Like I was telling you earlier on, for us in Ghana, is the ninth parliament that we are all enjoying and making sure that will become the best one for all of us. The 8th is just being packed off. And tonight, some will have to end their career as MPs just because they were former MPs, and all of a sudden they'll become nobody like they were before. Unfortunately, their cars will not be taken from them because the cars you are given for 4 years must keep you going, and then you can still drive it. But I believe that some fuel coupons will not come to them anymore. But you see, one of the good things about the parliamentarians is that they are friends. So those of them who have businesses will still connect to themselves, and then they will get contracts and get businesses from their previous colleagues. So it's good. I mean, but if you're watching on TV, it's nice. So this is just for this evening. And it's funny that at a particular time in Ghana, the country will not have a president. Yes, the country will not have a president at a particular time. So that's why I keep saying that at the gates of newness. I think that my guy is ready. So let me see if I can deal with my... So let me connect you so that you can also hear what we are discussing.
New Year resolution. So our topic for today is the psychological impact on New Year's resolution. And our guest for tonight is none other than Councillor George Lutrud. Actually, his full name is Cyril Constantine. I can't even say that name. How do you say the councillor? Is it Constantine or?
Don't mention it. Nobody has called you.
Cyril George Lutrud. Councillor, welcome on the show.
Thank you very much. I hope you can hear me clearly.
We can hear you loud and clear.
By the way, it's funny that Startup Sent you have been with them for how many years now?
Oh, me?
Yes. Or they have been with you for how many years now?
Probably like 3 or 4 years.
Okay, and I just saw that you have now opened a charity button that people can put their charity organization there, and you have the CL Foundation for how many years now? Because you don't care about foundation, you don't donate about it, you don't talk about it. You find it disgraceful to hook us up on it. You do not even mention it before.
That's not the case.
So which one is the case?
When this happened, so let me explain to you what you didn't know. When this happened, I was in Ghana. I had no idea about the donation going on until I got back yesterday.
It's not about a donation. I'm saying about putting it on the platform.
That's what I'm saying. I was lost in the limbo. I just found out yesterday, and it was been going on once I was in Ghana.
You should be able to put the CL Foundation there because we are older than all the foundations that have just come.
So we'll talk about that later after the show. So let's get through to the show. We'll talk about that. Just like A-Class said, anybody who has a foundation that wants to be featured on there, we can go ahead and just take care of that. So
you are part of the foundation and you are sleeping. You see?
Say that one more time.
I'm saying that you are part of the foundation and you are sleeping. So I just want to wake you up.
No problem. Like I said, I just found out about it, so we'll take care of it. And it was because of I was out of the scene. So now that I'm back, I'm I have the full-fledged on everything that is going on, so we work on that. Well, Councillor, to delve right into the topic for today, once again, thank you very much for taking up my invitation and coming on the show. And many times, a lot of people do talk about New Year resolution. Everybody wants to go to church 31st night and render their prayers into or usher themselves into the new year. A lot of people think setting goals for themselves for the beginning of the year will help them to actually become better, and also by sticking by it. Most people also think that the New Year resolution is only good for a month or two. Right after that, back to that. And what is your take on New Year resolutions first? Before we've been looking to the psychological impact, I want to understand, you being a reverend minister and a counselor yourself, I want to understand your take on New Year resolutions. Do they work? Are they realistic, or are they just like another hoax or myth out there that people just use to psych themselves ushering into the new year? What is your take on that, counselor?
Well, thank you very much. Let me say a cherished good evening to all listeners and viewers of HRE TV, Going Beyond the Lens. Thank you. It's another Monday, and I think it's a long time I've been here. But let me also quickly say that today is the 6th day of January 2025. It's a new year, and history is being made in Ghana. As we speak, exactly at 12 o'clock, Ghana will not have a president again. The country will be in a limbo on the shoulders of the Chief Justice. And then immediately tomorrow morning, latest by 9 a.m., the country now will have a president. Currently, the president-elect, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, is waiting to be sworn in as the full-fledged president who can now sack Akufo-Addo to go back to his residence. I saw that he's receiving visitors already in his Nima residence. I don't know what package they have for him, but definitely we'll see what he can do for His Excellency Akufo-Addo. But as we speak, Ghana is losing its president exactly at 12 midnight. Exactly at 7th, John Dramani Mahama will be sworn in as the president. And all the parliamentarians, after your markings who are in the majority, immediately are going to drop to become minority. The biggest history that has been made in the world is for the first time in West Africa, we'll have a female as a vice president, and this country has done well. There's nothing, there's no bloodshed, there's nothing that happens in all these African countries after elections. A peaceful election, a peaceful transition. I mean, it's been good. And one of the good things that I heard from 31st night that I've been happy about is that, Atuasen, specifically the man who was in the bank issue that was jailed. You remember, I don't know if you know about him. The president granted him pardon. Yes, he has been given, a young man has been given a pardon. I read it today, that Atuasen has been freed now from whatever. What I'm saying is Ghana is a good place to be, and investors should get ready to come to Ghana, rush to Ghana. Let's reset Ghana. No matter any amount of money His Excellency Akufo-Addo he has left, it won't reach us because we are very hungry. We are going to collect all the money before the time happens. But Ghana is a good place to be. Let's all pray and ask that the peace of God that surpasses all understanding will keep the hearts and minds of the people of Ghana, that it will be a center for business, a hub for peace, a hub for relaxation. So congratulations to His Excellency John Dramani Mahama ascending to the highest throne. And for all the parliamentarians who have joined the parliament for the first time, like John Dumelo, who is there, A+ is there, our people, fresh ones are coming. And those who are going home, they should cry because it's not going to be easy. Then comes to the word resolution. But let me just say this spiritually, that, yes, you said it. On the 31st night, a lot of people rush to church to pretend that they want to make things work, to pretend that they want to stand tall, to pretend that they want to make things right. Usually, some do that in fear, PK. They do it in fear because they don't know what happens in the next minute. Some even go to the extent of trying to do confession. What are they confessing? They try their best to confess the things they think is going to take their life off. So they do a lot of things and they end up finding themselves back again in the new year. So people rush to the place believing that there's somebody called God and you need him so that you can cross into the next year. So religiously, 31st night, most churches are full up. There are men and women who don't go to church at all, but they only rush to pass through. I remember those days when my church was around a nightclub in Cantonment area, Fine Style. It was a former nightclub called Fine Style, and my church shared a building with them. Before we enter into the first day of the new year, people leave the club and come and just shout with God so that they enter whatever they want to say to God. I mean, we are not judged. And I tell people that what you do every day doesn't take you to heaven, but the last thing you do before you die is what takes you to heaven. And there are 3 surprises in heaven. If there's any heaven, we have to go. There are 3 surprises. You'll be surprised you are there. You'll be surprised you didn't go. You'll be surprised you saw PK there, because one way or the other, he didn't know he's supposed to be there. So there are 3 surprises that we'll all be waiting for. So many people on 31st night will want to do something that will be remarkable before God, so that if there's anything called a pardon from God, like the way His Excellency pardoned those who were in prison, God will pardon them. So that is the religious part of it. The other biggest thing is that the religious people like myself and the rest will believe that life is given to us by God. And for that matter, if there's anything you can win, if there's anything you can have, it's God who gives. Life doesn't come from any man, but life comes from God. The Bible says that nobody can receive unless it is given to them from above. And the Bible says in Psalm 103, it says, bless the Lord, O my soul, all that is within me, bless His holy name. Bless the Lord, O my soul, and forget not all His benefits. Some of the benefits are He heals your diseases, He forgives your sin, He protects you from falling into danger, He redeems your life from destruction. So for Christians and those who believe in God, they believe that whatever they have gone throughout the year, it is God who has survived them to see 31st night, and they want to ask Him again, can you please usher me into the 1st of January? Some to come with all sort of questions. Why didn't you do what I was looking forward for you to do for me? I was expecting to do X, Y, Z. I was expecting to have A, B, C, D. So religiously, the mentality of a lot of people when it comes to day crossing over to the 1st day of January is to ask God for another chance to live. Because my brother, you have not died before, but death is not easy. Death is not easy at all. The way you look, if you die, I can imagine the way you're going to feel, because I think your brother or your cousin, you lost a cousin or a brother, and you kept his picture on your DP for a year. You are mourning the ghost of your brother. So I realized that you fear death, even though you are a soldier, and you know when you die, there's nobody else that can come and replace you. And you have a lot of things you are doing, you've not finished. You have a lot of projects you have invested in. So death is not an easy thing for people. So when people want to find what life is, they will always want to go for it. That's why in the Bible, you realize that when Adam and Eve ate the fruit, the forbidden fruit, and God says, let us put an angel with fire and sword, so they don't go and eat the tree of good and life. So religiously, people go through 31st, and on the 1st of January, they only ask God for more. May you, oh God, grant me audience into the new year. And they ask God to also help them with new things that they want to do. So that is what the religious people are. And for those who want to have fun, they go ask for forgiveness. Father, you know, I didn't treat well. I didn't come to church. I was busy with this thing, and I've done this thing. They say, forgive me, oh God, and give me another chance. I promise you that this thing I didn't do, I'll change. I'll do. So they have a way they talk to God in prayer. God should forgive them, and they tell God that they will not do again. But, well, I'm not God. I mean, we are men, and we'll tell God we won't do again. We can decide to do it right even after the place. For example, somebody says, God, forgive me of all my sexual sins. I will not do this thing anymore. But as a matter of fact, I ask myself, if you are sleeping in a particular guy's room, and you know that where you are sleeping is the wrong place, but that's the only accommodation available, after 31st, well, do you sleep on the street? You go back to the same place and go and fire to keep yourself going. You know, if somebody's husband is paying your fees, school are reopened. And you go and tell God that, oh God, I will not do this again. Nobody's husband again. But who will pay the fees? Your rent is due. So there are things that you can go and tell God, and that is why He's a supreme God. If man is like God, there will be like monkeys whose interest will be banana, even when money is around. You know, when you put money and banana before a monkey, definitely the monkey will go for banana. But his common sense is far away from the fact that if you have money, you can buy more bananas. So when it comes to God, He's supreme. He chooses to forgive. He chooses who He wants to forgive and who He wants to punish. So people go to 31st to go and talk to God about a lot of things. And so basically, religiously, that's the angle will come from. And from the worldly point of view, this is how it also become. I'm just imagining some of these parliamentarians who lost their seat, how they will go to 31st and go and ask God. Because some of them had a prophetic word over their head that they are retaining their seat. Like Baumia, for example, who went for a lot of prayers, knelt down as a Muslim receiving prayers from Christians. At a point in time, he was even asking for a prayer shawl. The only thing I didn't hear him doing, maybe he did it in his room. And as you ask Sarumia, one time when I meet Sarumia, I'm going to ask her, did the husband started speaking in tongues as a gift? Say Hire Baba, because he became too religious. He said he has been a Methodist guy for a long time. Everything he did to win power, and he lost abysmal. So bad loss in the life of Bawumia. Imagine how is Bawumia going to address God at the first night? And for Akufo-Addo, who is celebrating his 8 years of a reign, claiming he has left a lot of money for us. We didn't know he was punishing us, waiting for no money. Now he says he has a lot of money reserved for us. He too, how did he go to God? So everybody has a way they go to God. But it is a new year once we have come. My brother, yesterday, a friend, this afternoon I was told a friend died yesterday. Just yesterday. So the fact is to enter the year. If you sail through the year, it's another thing. Last year, somebody entered the first. The first day she got unconscious, rushed her to the nearby hospital. She didn't go back home again. Somebody went for a dress yesterday, according to the story, at 11:25. I was talking to a pastor friend yesterday. We have a meeting, and they called him that the lady went for her dress to wear for church service on Sunday morning. He said she has been rushed to Lekma Hospital. She didn't come back again. She didn't come back. So this thing we are talking about, life belongs to God. And if we will learn to appreciate him, he might give us more opportunities. Hear me. If people tell you that opportunity come but once, that is for men. God gives opportunity every time. So if yesterday he didn't perform well, go back to him. Ask him for the grace. Ask him for the favor. It is not your righteousness. All of us, we don't do anything right for God to keep us going. Finally, he has a reason to keep us going. So my brother, a happy new year to all of us who have come. We can be more careful. That is why I'm not careful. I'm very careless. And because I'm careless, that is why till now, I have not fallen into any of the big holes. I fall in some holes, but it's only with my legs, so I can remove. And with my hands, then I untie it. So if you ask me, in summary, this is what I'll say for those who went to church and those who went trying to cross religiously.
All right. Thank you very much. Thank you. So now that you've given us your take on the New Year's resolution, what are some of the psychological impacts that it comes with?
All right. So in the first place, when we talk about a New Year resolution, the first thing we should all keep about is a promise to yourself. So a New Year resolution is a promise to yourself. And it's to yourself to start or stop doing something that you on the first day of the year or the first month of the year you don't want to do again. So a resolution is you putting something that might be put before you in your own way by your own perspective. So psychologically, if you check the 5 folds of temperament models, the sanguine, the phlegmatic, the supine, the choleric, and the melancholy, each of us have a way that psychologically we think and we imagine. So if you are resolving to make a decision, which becomes a promise for yourself, the first thing you need to do psychologically is to do a retrospective nature of yourself, which is trying to look into the past year. My brother, you cannot do a resolution until you are able to take stock of your previous year. And majority of us will do a lot of promises for ourselves, but we are not able to stick to it. Some did it last year, and in the first week, they failed. Like I said this year, I see a lot. I see a lot. And I repeat, I see a lot of people are going to lose their marriages this year, 2025. And I see a lot of husbands going to lose wives in 2025. And my reason is because some people have resolved to start a character that might not help them based on some situations. Some people are starting characters that in terms of communication, they wouldn't know how to talk, and it will affect their relationship. Not just relationship. A lot of people are going to lose their jobs as well. Some friendship will be cut off because it's part of our yearly resolution that we do. So psychologically, before anybody can make a yearly resolution when it comes to their psychic, they first need to take a stock of what happened in the previous year. And you see, people think that when we say yearly resolution, then when you do 2025, it ends there. No. Anytime it comes to a yearly resolution, then you are starting from day one, 1st January. Every month, every week, every day. So you do it every second, every minute, every hour, every day, every week, every month, throughout the year. So your resolution can constantly keep happening in that particular instances. Do you understand? So it's not like you make it straightforward, a straight jacket in that I am making a resolution for the year 2025. So whatever I said in January, it ends there. No. Take a stock of your life first. And that is how your resolution can be very, very indelible. My brother, if you don't take a stock, you cannot do any resolution. Whatever you say would not have any impact on yourself. It's a promise to yourself. You might repeat the same thing that you wanted to do last year. It is not a failure. People keep saying every day that the fingers are not equal. And so we should learn to be content with what we have. But I'm telling you that people have not learned something. All the fingers can be equal from where I sit, if only you learn how to bend them. So these are my fingers. They are not equal. But once you bend them, they become equal. So bend your fingers and they'll become equal. So you are bending something to achieve something. Check your expenditure. Check how uselessly you spend some foolish money. This morning I was sharing on my page with people like those of you in America. I mean, some of the dresses you buy them, you are fortunate that a dress in Masons that was sold for maybe $150 at backstage, they are reducing to clear. You buy them at $85 or $20 or $30. You don't wear them much because where do you go in America? America is work. And even when you wear nice dresses, hardly do people see because you put jackets on them. I mean, there's nothing too much like in this country where you can wear one dress 2 times for this event that we do. I'm coming to your show this evening and I have to dress like somebody who is going to meet a president. But this is a bearded man meeting. And I'm not dressing for you. I'm dressing for the people who are watching me. So I have to come and I cannot repeat the same dress. So for me, when I leave my house, I have about 4 dresses and I change. So the same day, I appear on different platforms with different dressing. So my clothing line will be more. I buy more, I use more. I tell those in America, you are coming to Ghana. It's not always that you should come and dash your clothes. Bring them and come and sell them for money. Come and sell them in a boutique because they are not torn. They are not destroyed. Some shoes, you only wore them once for one night event. You came for the 3G award and you bought some shoes for yourself. Come and sell them. So you want to ask yourself, this year, how much did I spend on Amazon? For example, you go to your Amazon account or you go to your TD Bank or go to your American Bank of America. See how much money I transferred out to buy clothing. Go and check. How many wigs do you have? You watch there, you have a lot of mannequins with hair on it. Only you have about maybe 15, 20, 25. And you can check that the last time you wore the first 25 was about 3 years ago. And because you don't have anywhere to go to. So once you want to do a resolution for a fresh year, psychologically go into your system and go into your cognitive template and let's begin to see in your previous years, what did you say you were going to do? Were you able to do it? How did you achieve them? That's one. Which ones were you not able to achieve? Which ones came your way that you didn't plan for, but you achieved them? So take a stock of your previous years before you decide to make a resolution. And be careful, because if not, you will collapse. If not, you'll be depressed. Because you can go into your expenditure and say that no money came to you. you've lost a lot of money. This year was bad for you because financially money didn't come to your hand quietly. Just I did that. I hardly go and check my expenditure, but I decided to do something because I felt in a way that I am not appreciated by myself. So I went to see, and I realized that, PK, I've spent so much. I had so much money this year. 2024, last year, sorry. So much came into my resources that whatever I needed to buy, if I didn't spend some of the money on some places that the people needed them, or the places that they were needed. But for me, in my new resolution here, some people must change their character because I won't give them again. I'm not going to be wicked, but I'm going to take a decision because after resolving, it's better that I see that I've seen a lot of human beings around me are monkeys. So they are interested in banana. So when they see money, they will not go for it so that we can use it to buy banana. They are interested in the banana. So when you give them money, it says, okay, means banana I like. But I'm looking for people around me who, even though they eat banana, when they see money, they'll collect the money and bring it to me so that I can buy them their banana. So if you don't take stock of your life, you cannot start a fresh page to resolve. And most of the things you didn't finish last year, you have to be able to carry forward and bring them into this year and let them come to pass. You started the building last year, you didn't complete. You bought a land last year and you were nearly killed at the place because land gas in Ghana, they don't care to shoot you to die or beat you. I have been on site as a civil engineer where my boys were, doing electrical wiring, and some other people came to the place, beat them up and collected their tools because they are not owners of the land who are just working at the site. And when they say they should stop work, and people say why? They beat my boys, collected the tools. Still today, we've not gotten back the tools. They took everything away. The cables that were running, they took the cables. And when we called the man in the place, he said, go and report at the nearby police station. Till today, our tools have not come. So if this is how you are, they put fear of the Lord in you. The next time they call you on site, will you go again? But you want to resolve that, what can you do? So now I want to go on site, and whatever the site is, I need a security guard on the site, or I need a gun on myself with license so that when somebody comes to me, before they kill me, I kill them. Because if you don't kill the one who want to kill you first, a lot will be done. So my first point is, if you are watching me in all the long talk, take a stock of your life. Take a stock of the events. Take a stock of the planning you did in the previous year. And the ones you didn't plan but came your way. Nobody plans for death. Like I was sharing with you, PK's cousin. Is it your brother or cousin who passed on? And you kept mourning the guy for. Yes, he was mourning the guy all around. I don't know him, but it was on his page everywhere. He wouldn't change it for any other thing. I didn't know he planned for it. So it will drain you. A funeral will come, money will go. I mean, if they left families behind, we need to go. I say one of the funny things in Ghana is that when you die and leave your wife and children, suddenly, like where I'm sitting, if I die tomorrow morning, I mean, people will come and mourn and come and cry with my wife. Immediately, she'll get something small. Some 5,000 will come. All the fools who are supposed to give me my money to eat, they didn't give me. They wait for me to die and they'll come and donate to my wife. Oh, counselor was a friend. I'm like you, PK, like this. You come and do tunu and come and give some $500 and come and say, we are sorry. I mean, my brother, we're around. Anything you want, we'll pass by. Like someone like DJ Jem, all the sick people, and like someone like the Don, one of the most wicked people I've met on earth. All of them will come and do all their things as if to say they like me when I was alive and come and give the money to my wife once I'm dead and gone. If she doesn't take care and doesn't keep the money well, that's the end, because you not even take telephone and call her again to check how they are doing. As for Don, he will not even remember my wife existed. So funeral can come and unwanted expenditure will go off your hand because you didn't plan I was going to die. So some $1,000 you have in some corner, you go for it and come and do to whatever. It's an expenditure that came your way. You didn't plan for it. So if you don't take stock of your life, you don't even know how much you spend. How can you block some expenditure? I was sharing with a certain girl who says when she sits in Trotro, I mean, as for those of you in America, I don't know Trotro, but PK, you know Trotro because you come to Ghana a lot. In America, there are buses. We join buses. Hardly do we do Uber. I remember one time I went to Jersey and I was not able to drive because I was tired. And I decided I want to do an Uber from Jersey to Yonkers. It was a fun. I think I paid $180. from Jersey to Yonkers. And $180 is a huge sum of money for people who live in America. It might not be anything to you who's watching me, but it's something huge to sit in a car just to bring you 180. So Uber is not that easy. So you come to Ghana and they say take Trotro, or you are in Ghana, your income is 3,800 a month. And every day you are sitting in Uber to work. I say, madam, before the month ends, so every 2 weeks you are begging for money for transportation because you are sitting in Uber. Why don't you join Trotro? He said, when I joined Trotro, before I get down, my nose is blocked. I say, hear me, when COVID came, everybody was doing nose masks. This year, resolve to do nose masks whilst we join Trotro. And the people will sweat. I say, if you know people will sweat, when you use anti-sweat pomade. You see, you need to think. So if you don't take a stock of your life, you cannot do any resolution psychologically. That is the first thing, PK.
Okay. All right. So before we kind of delve deeper into the psychological impact that the New Year resolution has on people, do you think it's necessary for people to wait till 31st to try to come up with those New Year resolutions? Or you think it's part of planning, like you said, taking a stock of your life throughout the year and try to, continue or do better? Do you think we can do this every day in our life, every month in our life, and we don't have to wait till 31st? Or the 31st symbolism is still, important, like it kind of gives a different edge or results to the resolution?
You see,
because if that is the case, why do that after a month or two, people go back to the normal position?
Good. So the yearly resolution, like I said earlier on, that the year resolution is very important because you are doing a transition from 4 to 2025. So it's a yearly thing, annually. But we are supposed to do it in every minute. So resolution must be adhered to in every second, every minute, every hour, every day, every week, every month, throughout the year. I said that earlier on. Because whatever you resolve to do, for example, my tummy is bloated. And as a man, if your tummy becomes bigger than the normal one, you lose your male organ. It becomes a shorter male organ, not because of any sickness, but because your tummy is becoming bigger. Now, so you are getting pregnant as a man. What are you doing? Or as a woman, what are you doing? You are resolving to make sure that you are doing some exercise. You are on dieting. You check what you eat. So you see, it's a resolution for the year, but it's happening at every second of your life. It's happening at every minute of your life. It's happening at every hour of your life. You see what I'm talking about? So yes, it's a yearly thing, but it is a work in progress from day one. So if you are waiting for 31st night so that you can come and take a stock of your life, I support you 100%. I have what I call in my office the intake, the mid check, and the out check. 3 checks. When you are entering into 2025, check, what am I entering with in terms of sickness? So your health-wise, what sickness am I bringing on board in 2025? You should check it. It should be very important to you. Now, in the middle of the year, the mid-check, that sickness I brought, have I been able to cure it? My sugar level was high. What did I do about it? My BP was, what did I do about it? I had some small thing in my liver. What did I do about it? I had some urine. What did I do about it? So that in the quarter of the year or in the middle, the 6th month, you check whatever I brought in. Have I added on, reduce, cure? So you start the second half properly again to enter. So it's a work in progress. But the 31st night is that when 2024 is gone and I'm going into 2025, what am I entering with? What I started with, am I taking that same thing? Have I gotten a new thing that I'm entering into? So yes and a no. If you stick to your yearly theme, for example, if you watch my page, I have my theme for the year. This year is my year of divine increments. Now, but every month of the year that I have my yearly theme, I have every month theme that comes. And like this month in January is my month of great beginnings. So whatever I'm doing in January towards my main theme, which is my year of increment, I am going to fight and work hard so that this January becomes a great beginning for me. Financially, a great beginning. Relationship, a great beginning. Health-wise, a great beginning. So I am starting on this January month like that. And in January, the number of weeks we have in January, the number of days we have in January, I'm taking each of the day seriously to do a serious resolution about it. So if somebody is waiting for 31st night, so that they come and say, yes, I said this and I've done this. The first thing is that, how often were you checking if whatever you said, you are heading to it? How often were you checking? Naturally, I am not a fan of AC. So you sit in a car. I can sit in my car from Monday to Friday. If I don't have any guests who might need an air condition, or if I don't go to a dusty area, hardly do I put on AC. I mean, Ghana here. So my consumption, I think about it. But naturally, when it comes to me, there are things I don't think about, like fuel or gas, you call it, in my car. I don't think about the PK. I believe that the car was manufactured to run on fuel. So there's a gauge in my car that the fuel tank should never go down, unless I want to check. The last time I didn't know there was an indicator for shortage of fuel. So I decided to let it go and let me see if mine is working. So like me, that's how I do it. I buy fuel. All money I have, I use to buy fuel. My house, I stock food. I always say that if I don't even have money, there's food in the house. When there's rice and oil, they can do something to eat. So you're looking at all these things. It's a daily affair. This morning, I was telling husbands, most husbands buy food for wives, or they give money for them to buy food at home, but they don't check the waste. This year, I'm resolving and telling every husband, make sure you investigate the waste in your house. Yes, the waste. Someone, look, they'll cook rice, and all of a sudden, they eat just a small portion and leave the rest before you see it in the dustbin, because nobody will eat. Go and eat what nobody eats, because once you are able to eat what nobody is going to eat, your financial situation is better for you. So it's a daily affair. It's an hourly affair. It's a minute affair. It's a second affair. When this country, when His Excellency former President John Dramani Mahama went to the office as a vice president, before he came back home after the loss of our former president Jonathan Mills, he came back home as a president. After Yoma Kings left the house the last time, left the house the last time, and went into parliament as a majority leader. Before he left, he has to go to court to fight back to become a majority leader, because within hours, the situations have changed. So if you're waiting to come and say, yes, I did a resolution and blah, blah, it happened or it didn't happen. Hey, I was discussing yesterday, I had a section late in the night with a client in the US around 1 o'clock. And then I was saying that, hey, at 3 days today, I was saying, how old are you now? He said, I'm 42 years now. Wow. 42 years, you want to get up? He said, this year they have to marry. I said, so for the past 42, what were you doing? He said, yes, I watched you and I took a stock of my life. He says, I lived my life through education till age 32. I told myself I want to focus on education. So she was focused on education. Every minute, every second was education. And she has acquired all that she wants to do. Even as I speak, say she's still doing a current master's in another program again for women, blah, 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 blah. But she just realized that she's 42 years. Now she wants a husband. And whichever husband she wants, unfortunately, can never be possible. Because at 42 years, you are either blessed with somebody's husband who wants a second wife, or a divorcee who didn't behave well, or the wife didn't behave well, the marriage collapsed, or a widower. But if you tell me I don't want to marry anybody's husband, I don't want to marry a divorcee, I don't want to marry somebody who has married and the wife is dead, I want my own, something fresh from the Lord. You will pray Jimmy prayer, and 2025 will end, 2026 will end. So you see, one of the biggest challenge with that, everybody believes that they can do a resolution.
Okay. But there are people who are about 50 years, 60 years old, and they either the divorcees or they are widows or widowers, and they've been able to marry again. And they're not married to someone's wife, or they're not married to a fellow widow or widower.
So
I'm like somebody who have never been married before. Or
at 60.
So there's this.
No, I'm saying you meet a lady who is 42 and will get a man who is 50 who has married before. Does he have a child? He's just working on the surface of the earth. That's a shrine. Or the man is a fool.
Possible. Actually,
no. Then those boys, they are fools.
I actually know 2 people that went to Ghana this year to go get married.
How old are they?
In their 50s. 2 different people.
Are they men? Are you talking about men?
Yeah, I'm talking about men.
Yes, and that's why a man who is not married in his 50s is normal. They don't have children. They have children.
No. What I'm saying is they are married. They went to go marry somebody of their like an age bracket.
And what I'm saying is that if you are 50 years, you are coming to look for your age bracket to marry somebody, a lady who is down here, and you don't have a child. You've not married before. You are talking about friends who have never married before. They don't have a child. They've not been in a relationship before. Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah.
At 50.
They've been in a relationship, but they've not been married before.
Do they have children?
No children.
Then those who are
2 different people, they're not even friends.
So I'm saying, so those two innocent friends who are coming to marry, whoever is marrying them, they should be very careful because such people have problems. If a man will live 50 years, yes, I'm talking from a professional point of view. If a man will live 50 years on earth and will never be associated in any relationship, doesn't have a child, a woman, okay, but a man,
in a relationship but not marriages.
So they don't have children, nothing happened to them. And at 50, they are now going to start life. And they want to come and carry somebody's daughter who is, so because you're 50, a man must marry somebody who is older, they are older than 10 years. So they come to carry a 40-year-old girl, a 42-year-old girl who have not seen anything yet. But most of these girls, you meet them, they want something of their own. And I'm saying this will not be their own. Yes, you have brought 2 friends to Ghana to come and carry 2 girls, thanks to these girls who met this particular guy. But it is not their plan. It might be within their failure rate. And so they've gotten to MFS. But this is not what their taste is. In the story I'm narrating, she's still at 42 and she has a taste of a particular type of a man that will never come. That's where I'm coming from. The type of man she's looking for at 42 will never come. The next thing is that in your resolution plan, if you don't see a professional counselor, you have a resolution, but you live in a particular environment that what you are looking for, you never meet it. PK, if you want to marry a carpenter, why do you continuously go for seminars that are with pharmacists and doctors? You want to marry a coffee maker? They don't go for such seminars. You need to get to a Igbetan area where the coffee makers live and associate with them. If you want to marry a caterer in future, you cannot find yourself in a hospital associated with nurses. That is why if you watch in the professional compatibility, nurses will always want to go and marry a pharmacist, a doctor, or fellow nurse. And they are married, you don't stand and they collapse. Go when a doctor marries a nurse, the marriage will not last. It will collapse by all means. Even though a many marriage can collapse, their probability of collapse is higher because of the job compatibility. So I'm saying that you can resolve, I'm going to marry this year. You can resolve this year, definitely what happens. I will not end the year without getting married. And the year has ended in 2024. And you are not married. PK, I don't know if you've met ladies who will tell you that they go through the whole year. Nobody proposed to them. Not even proposal. Nobody approached them to say, I love you. Nobody did. 365 days, nobody came to them. And they are not hidden. They go out. So somebody comes to me and said, I don't know. I said, look, park your car. Because one, you sit in your car and you drive 4 hours to work. You drive 4 hours to church and you come back. And here you are. The people you want to marry you, nobody in your church is qualified like that can marry you. Those who are qualified are people's husbands. Who? Yesterday I had a case of a lady who called me and said that she wants to act or stop their church. I said, why? He said a woman came to her after church to foolishly warn her never to talk to the husband again because she doesn't want any trouble. Just look at women. Because he saw the husband talking to her. and says she's so hurt that the woman can do that. She didn't say anything, but she wants to go and confront her. But she thought his wife to call me first and ask him, I said, Madam, don't stop the church, one. Number two, don't stop talking to the husband. Let that foolish woman lose the husband for you to go and marry him. Because how do you go and warn somebody that when you come to church, don't talk to my husband? Are you okay? Are you normal?
So counselor, back to the aspect of New Year resolution, the psychological impact of it. Will one have an issue or have an awful year if they do not go to church on 31st night, or if they do not set up a New Year resolution standards for themselves? Let's say, for instance, 31st night, I want to sleep and I did not go to church. I'll use myself as an example. I didn't go to church 31st night. Okay, so 31st night, I think I just come back from Kumasi, and you know where I was on 31st. But then on 31st night, I went straight home, right from the place that I was, and slept. The next morning, I was in the water region. Would that throw off your year for not going to church on 31st night? And I know somebody who did not set up rules or resolution for themselves. I did set up resolution for myself, but I know someone who did not set up resolution for themselves. Like, hey, I want to achieve these things this year. Would that throw their year off, or they can still have a fruitful year? I think that is
there's a statement that goes like, failing to plan is planning to fail. So we will not say everybody should go to church 31st night. Like you didn't go to church 31st night, but you are alive. Unfortunately, the life you are living is not your own life. It's your mother and father's life you are living. You are a credit, actually. So if somebody will follow you, why?
Proceed to answer my question.
I'm answering it. I don't know if you have a script I'm reading. I'm saying you didn't go to 31st night. You travel and you are okay, and you got up the next day. And I'm saying you are living on somebody's credit. No matter what you are, your mother and father were interceding on your behalf. Our son, oh, we know he will not go to church. Oh, his mind is different. Oh, God forgive him. Oh, give him opportunity. Oh, so somebody might be praying for you. So what you didn't do, it might have been done for you. That's it. We are not living by works. It's not by our righteous living, but God have mercy and grace on us. So going to 31st night, unfortunately, it's not cast in stone for you to survive. But like I said from the beginning, if you recognize that the life you are living is given to you by God, Bible says that, it says, do not lean on your own understanding, but in all your ways acknowledge him, and he will direct your path. Because God is the one who gives reward to those who diligently seek him. So if you are a faith person, you believe that life is governed by God, then you will feel guilty not attending church on 31st night. But it doesn't mean that if you don't go to 31st night, you'll not be alive. It doesn't mean that if you don't go to 31st night, you can't do a resolution. But whether you go to 31st night or not, the year will come to an end. So yes, you need a plan. And the plan shouldn't happen just at the first night. Some people just started planning from today. Me, my life begins tomorrow. All the decisions I have taken personally, I'm taking the effect the 7th day of January. That's my own. So every plan I have.
Does that too. They give it 1 week, then after that they start the resolution.
Well, I have the 7th. I needed the number 7 to do some things. So I'm going to do some things like that. I'm sitting down with you. But exactly I saw that I've entered into 12 o'clock. I did something whilst I'm sitting here with you into my 12 o'clock. Because I'm in a new day. Where you are not in a new day yet. But I'm in a new day. I'm 11 minutes into a new day. And on all the things I want to see, I'm seeing them happening. So I'm saying that yes, somebody can decide not to plan, but they will achieve more than those of you who have planned. You know why? Because they didn't plan. So country broke with their inside. Country not broke with their inside. So they might be able to build. They might be able to, and that is one good thing about favor. Look, somebody can work throughout, but the favor will come and will hit you that what you have been fighting for 5 years, somebody will just get it in less than 2 hours. Yes, I gave you a lot of examples. But it doesn't mean you shouldn't plan. Because when you don't plan, PK, and some things comes your way, you will not know how to manage them. That's it. Because look, I was sharing with a friend yesterday, very late in the night, around 11 something. He just called me and said, look, this year there's only one thing I'm looking forward from you. Learn how to drive. How can you be 39 years and you don't know how to drive? You don't have a driver's license. And I told him, you are a fool. He said, yes, if you don't have a car, why should you go? I said, are you okay? So right now, if all of a sudden somebody calls you and say, my brother, the way you go and come, I want to give you a car. They give you a car key, and now you are standing in front of the car. You can't move the car for a photo. There's this man, Opanyin Kojotre. Maybe you know him, one of the renowned local relationship teachers. Yes, he's a teacher. He's a teacher. Yes, he's a teacher by profession. He's been doing this job before we came into the scene. Just that we brought them out to come and make the louder noise. However, one day, they planned to honor him with a car. So they asked him to come from Kumasi. He came to come and teach. He spoke for 10 minutes. And the man of God, Bedikobi, Prophet Bedikobi, one of the good men in the land of Ghana. If you meet that man, your life will change, whether you like it or not. He decided to honor the man with a car. Little did he know that the man doesn't know how to drive. When they brought him to the car, he wept like a baby. And he was not weeping because of the gift. He was weeping that he doesn't know how to drive at his age. It's something. Okay. These are basic things. So your resolution for this year, if you don't know how to drive, you can resolve that this year, I will learn how to drive. Do you know what I'm talking about? Do something. Do something. Do something. Do something positive, not something negative. That's another thing we should talk about. Do something positive, not something negative.
Let me go ahead and open the phone lines. Let me go ahead and open the Zoom lines so that people can unmute themselves and ask them questions once we proceed. So at this point, if you listen to us or you're watching us right now, whether it be Facebook, Zoom, please bring your questions and we'll ask them for you. Also, you can put the reaction emoji hand, and we will call you to ask any question that you have for Councillor Dutra concerning the psychological impact of New Year's resolution. Starting from the top, this is from Louisa Dochi. She says, good evening, everyone. A-Class Conduct says, good evening, all. And also with Louisa's donation, please contact them at Fun Learn Smile. And the email, that's the name of the organization, and the email is info@funlearnsmile.org. The IG and Facebook name is Fun Learn Smile. Also, don't forget the A-Class said if you have any organization that you want Tata Center to help you spread the word and also donate to, please take the opportunity of that and also send us your information and details, and we will go ahead and send it up to the leadership for them to work on that. Sana Hine says, Soldier way aid the shout, he says, at Wajeko, Wakeko. Dr. Lims also Sante.
All right, so if you're on TikTok, you're on Facebook, you can also do your request. I'll pick you and can ask your question. All right.
Listen, it's very interesting.
So you can do a request on TikTok now, and then I'll pick you up, and then you can put your question down. Thank you.
Conversation about yes, it's psychological impact of New Year resolution. All right. So at this point, if you are ready to speak, please unmute yourself and ask your question whilst we proceed. We have about 20 minutes to end the program, so please let your questions come early so that Councillor Lutros can go ahead and answer the questions for you. Before we proceed, Councillor, what do you have in front of you?
It's Makwe Ginger honey chips. It's the chips of the season. I mean, you need it because it helps you. I mean, you are not too good at chewing it, but this is one of the things that your father likes so much, and it's part of the reason why your father is still alive, because he has chewed some before and he chews once in a while. You came to Ghana, you didn't even think of getting a pack for your father. I know. I know. It's your spectacles, but it's okay. It's in the US. And whoever is watching me in US, please just make your order. Call 862-215-2007 or my regular number 0277-609-644. So these are the variants. In Ghana, you chew this one. It's in bottle. In the US, Canada, Asia, Europe, we do the pack like this. It's called Makwe Ginger Honey Chips. It's ginger and honey baked, very nice. And you choose some before. And everywhere I am, this is what I sell. And I sell this so that some proceeds out of them will go to the foundation as well, so that we can help the CL Foundation, cerebral palsy, people with diabetes and other illness, and the needy, the widows to be precise as well. The new one on the block you are seeing, I don't think you've had some before. So the same product, but now is in the form of a powder. Some cannot chew because their teeth are made from temahabo, so it's not strong like Nana Donko Ata. Her teeth is not too good, so she can't chew these things, all right, to fall out. So we've made this one for them. Some can pour it on porridge. It's so crispy, so they use the powder one. So it's the same thing, but this is the powder form. Unfortunately, in the US, we've not brought the powder one yet. We are yet to bring it. 2025, you have the powder one in the United States of America, but this is Makwe Ginger Honey Chips. Order yours now. You can call me on 0277-609-644. Send me a WhatsApp and they will tell you where it is. Or you can have some even in the States right now by calling 862-215-2007 or send me a WhatsApp on 862-571-3950. Before I leave, I'll drop the numbers, or PK will put the numbers there for you to see as well. PK.
All right. So please unmute yourself and ask your questions concerning the, and also if you have any contribution or any addition that you want to add to it concerning the psychological impact of New Year resolution, because every day in, day out, we do hear these things, and it's like sometimes it kind of make other people feel some type of way, and others also feel like it has a positive impact on them whenever they set up the rooms and the resolution for themselves. Like Councilor definitely said, if you fail to plan, you plan to fail. So he definitely believed that every new year, one must set up goals for themselves and try as much as possible to achieve it. And if you did not achieve it this year, you make it carry forward. That way, you always have it at your backlog. Again, guys, please forgive me. My voice is very hoarse and it's because I'm not feeling too well. But other than that, I want to say big thank you to you all for actually, supporting the donation that was going on. And also, if you do have any donation, please bring it on board so that we can proceed. As we're waiting for the questions to come, can you also make us understand, in your own words, why the New Year resolution, always have an impact on the church pastors, like in the sense of pastors will see you throughout the year and may not prophesy to you, but during 31st night, prophecies are coming and they ask you to claim that into the next year.
Well, unfortunately for us, it depends on the type of church you attend. If you go to a prophetic church like my church, every meeting, there's a prophetic word. Every meeting. As a matter of fact, even when we sit to bring water, there's a prophetic word. But if your church lack prophecy, they might be having word of wisdom or word of knowledge. And so it's not like just 31st that they'll bring you a word. But at the end of the year, the Lord brings a word, an annual word for the church. And like I told you earlier on, like my side, my annual theme is my year of divine increment. My monthly theme for January is my month of great beginnings. February will be different. March will be different. So the church have an impact on life, because in this world we are living, the world was created by God. Psalm 24 verse 1, it says, the earth is the Lord, the fullness thereof, and the world that we live in, and all that lives in the world. So the world doesn't belong to the devil. And that's why if you read the book of Matthew chapter 9, it says that if you pray, say, Our Father which art in heaven, hallowed be your name. Your kingdom come as it is in heaven. So we live on earth, and the Lord is expecting us to enjoy what is in heaven. So when people are heavenly minded, they should remember that they are on earth. They will pay bills. They will drive cars. PK, the way you live on earth is the same way you go and live in heaven. Doubt it. If you are poor, going to heaven will be very difficult for you. If things are tough for you on earth, actually you are not a candidate to heaven, because when you go there, you become a thief, or you'll be surprised every time a car will knock you if somebody is driving in heaven. So make it here on earth. Your enjoyment is on earth. So when people are getting prophecies from church, they are getting word of wisdom, word of knowledge from church, God is speaking to your prophet and say, receive it. Please. If you receive it and it doesn't come through, what do you lose? But if you don't receive and it comes through, you have lost. Seize every moment. You'll be shocked that this program we're doing is meant for only one person. So we have come to spend 2 hours here for only one person. Do you understand? So there are times and seasons for each of us. Don't think that it is wrong to have a plan. Please, failing to plan is planning to fail. There's something you can do more than what you have done. And I'm saying one of the things I realize is after you doing a stock taking of your life, seek for professional counseling. Talk to a professional counselor who can assist you, not to just correct what you didn't do well, but maybe all you needed was just a capital to start selling pure water. And you miss whoever was available. You miss whoever was available to give you a capital of maybe 10,000 or 1,000 Ghana or $20 to start something. So talk to people, open up. PK, there are people that their problem for the whole year was frowning. One of the things I hate in my life naturally is people who frown. Because if you say I have mood swings, I agree, you can have mood swings, but you are controlling your mood. So if constantly you have mood swings, I hate negative energies around me. So when you're around me and you have negative energy, I tend not to pay attention to you. There are people that when they send me messages on my phone, audios, I don't open, because regularly I've known them to be people who either they are complaining, they have some issue, or they have some messages. They are going to tell you something that will take you, derail you from the day. You have to go and fight them, go and correct with them. So you want to know yourself, know where you are, and understand the times we are in. This year is not a year of wishing. Keep wishing, but work towards it. Take some strong decisions. Some people must not go with you into the next month of January, not by killing them, but cut them off in some areas. Cut them off in some areas. And I was sharing this morning that people who don't know how to appreciate. Listen, appreciation is an attitude. Never have a sense of entitlement. As a husband or a wife, if your husband is able to provide a bag of rice for you this Christmas to cook with the children, have you even said thank you to him? Or because it's his responsibility? Or your wife did so well, cooked for you, at least this particular festive occasion, you're able to eat something in that house. Even when they cook, you're not able to eat it. I would say that a man who finished eating the wife's food and say, thank you, Jesus, is stupid, because Jesus didn't go to the kitchen to cook. We should learn to have the attitude of appreciation, and it will also help you to ignite and pull you out of your shares so that you can become something this year. So the church is good. And PK, for Ghana, we are very peaceful because people are having reassurance from the church. They go to church on Sunday and they come back home with a high level of faith that God will do it. And there are a lot of testimonies that God is doing it. If you don't take the stock of your life, it says, when you count your blessings, it will surprise you what the Lord has done. If you don't count your blessings, you can't be surprised. So the church, the impact of the church in making decisions and living day by day is very, very essential to me. If you are a faith person, don't disconnect from the church because what you are looking for, yes, the marriage has not come, but you are alive. There are others who married when they were 13 years old, when they were 20 years old, when they were 27 years old. Today, they are beating their fingers in the marriage because the marriage has made them monsters. The marriage has made them poison. The marriage has made them evil people. If they didn't marry, they could have not been evil. There are men today who are in jail because of one woman they had a child with. 68% of men, as we speak, are in prison because of child support or some related issue with their children. 78% are there because they wanted to make life proper for the families they belong to. I've not gotten the statistics of women who are in prison because they want to see their life, the life of their children and family going ahead. This doesn't mean that women don't care, but they are not the breadwinners. They are only support pillars. So as a man, your resolution cannot be like your wife's own. So be careful. As a man, you are going to stamp your feet to take some strong decision. Learn to say no. So BK, it's important and imperative on us to make a decision to get disconnected from some people. The Bible says in Psalm 1, and I like using Bible because maybe I'm a preacher, but it's a good book that have a lot of wisdom in it because you started with asking resolution in church. It said, blessed is the man who doesn't sit, who doesn't stand, who doesn't walk. Look, I have learned in some few years of my life that bad company corrupts good morals. Yes. There are people that they are corrupted because of the people they are associated with. So watch it. If you make a resolution, be careful who you get connected to yourself.
Thank you. Thank you. Those are some right stuff that you are sharing with us today. But I just wanted to correct the fact that the office of the president, United says there is no presidential pardon. So the
write-up is not correct.
Yes, I think somebody made it up. So
wow.
I'll forward that to you because I saw what you read too, and
you've seen it too as well.
That is Eugene has come up with a president.
Okay.
So I'll forward that to you.
Okay, but you've seen the one I read too.
Like I said,
did you see my own?
I saw that. I saw until I got this correction, I also thought the same. So this correction just came, and I'm gonna forward that to you as well. And this is from Eugene. I hate to solve the personal assistant.
Is it on the government page or he sent it direct to you?
No, the person sent it to me, and this is coming from the Communications Directorate, Jubilee House. So this is an official letterhead. I mean, I just forwarded it to you.
Oh, okay.
And also, with the fact about people not being able to drive, I know your words was your friend that called you. You called him a fool for not being able to drive. Not necessarily saying that everybody who can drive at age 39 is a fool. But let's say, for instance, your friend did not have the means to buy the car, or is coming from a remote area that probably didn't have the need to learn how to drive. Because one thing you probably, and you should know this because you're in New York, most people that live in New York do not see the need to buy a car. Hence, they do not end up learning how to drive if they did not know how to drive before coming to America. So I won't say necessarily he's a fool for not learning how to drive by now, unless he's always been wanting to drive, but then he's failing to learn how to drive. Then that is a different situation. That is to you too. You know him better than I do. But I just want to clarify that wasn't the case, because when it got to a Pentecost trend, you didn't call him a fool because you realized that he was sad for not learning how to drive for whatever reason it was, and maybe it wasn't like he didn't learn, because there are some different people who just can't drive. They will not be able to drive because of medical situation or financial situation. They never get a chance to do it. So, but I understand where you're coming from. If you have the means to do it and you did not do it, then it's like that answers your question on that part. And especially those who really want to do so bad, but they focus their time on something else that they get to do. But I want to say we have 3 minutes left. If nobody else has any question to ask, we would just have you. So there are some questions right here. Pastor Dr. Clifford Owusu JP says, I started my 2025 New Year resolution last year, October, hoping to accomplish my goal in October this year. It's always good to have a plan. It inspires and drives your passion to fulfill your New Year goals. Wow. So, Counselor, like you rightly said, I have never really thought about having a resolution earlier. I've always been with the masses by starting in the beginning of the year. And Pastor Dr. Clifford Owusu just gave a different insight on that. So maybe that's something I can look into as well. Instead of waiting to the beginning of the year or the end of the year and usher into it, maybe start earlier. Edna Oliver says, love this. And she goes on to say, pardon me, got to go now. I'm not going to watch the rest of the show later, please. Thanks, Edna. I'm watching all the way from Ghana. That is my JSS classmate. Wow. Thanks for coming on the show. She also foundation that she reached out to me today to be a part of the startups. So at least we have 2 people that we can also add on to it. But if there's nothing else to ask, oh, did I hear somebody talking?
Yeah, I was trying to ask a question. I don't know. In the question at all, like any question at all?
So Mohammed, this question is going to be based on the New Year resolution part. After that, we have a session for startups and Q&A. If you have any questions concerning the app, anything like that. If you just have a general question to ask, if I may ask, what is the question about? Because we try to shy away from politics on the show.
About like religion. I just want to understand something about like some little faith that I was having issues with. I want to know. I love Christianity. I don't have any.
Mohammed, this is what we'll do, right? I'll say, Counselor, put your number out there so that Mohammed can contact you. Because Counselor understands the Islamic religion and the Christianity religion better, so then you two can have a one-on-one session. He probably can open some stuff to you.
But Bigay,
you can contact Pastor Cliff also.
Bigay, maybe his question might help others. So let him put across. If it has to be expanded, we can go behind the scene, but let him ask the question. This is a general question.
I don't know.
I think I have to call Counselor.
Yeah.
One-on-one.
I don't want it to just degrade the entire topic into religion, and now it will spike other people to also ask other questions, and now it's like we just exhausted the show. But again, there's one thing, Mohammed, you know what you can do? I just remembered. So after the Q&A session with Tatum said, usually people hang around and ask general questions, have general conversations. And that is after the Q&A. So I'll say stick around for the Q&A session. You can ask those, there will be people behind, and those are general freestyle questions. There is no restrictions or remote to it, and people will need an answer. Then after that, you can still reach out to Pastor Clifford or Pastor Kama, Pastor Luchon, and talk to them about more into divinity, because those guys are trained over there. But me, if you ask me, I'll give you my personal opinion and go into that. Does that make sense? Please do not leave. Yeah, stick around, do not leave. In this session, we'll go to the freestyle part. Because of your question, I'm interested to know. So because of your question, I'll stick around and just hear what you got asked. All right. So, Counselor, can you please give us your final summary?
All right.
Or take home message so that we can wrap up the show.
So usually, I've had this thing severally that if you don't own a car, learning how to drive doesn't make sense to you. That is a statement that will keep you delaying your progress. Don't learn how to drive because you can buy a car. If you live in New York and say, New York doesn't have a park, so I won't learn how to drive. My brother, buy a car before you learn how to drive, and you see you are a fool. Know how to drive before you buy a car. There are some things that you need to have them as part of your growth. Do you understand? It's not about where you live.
What if they don't have the means to buy it?
You don't need to buy a car before you learn how to drive. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Learn how to drive.
What I'm trying to say, what I'm trying to say is, what if they don't have the means to learn how to drive it? Because
look for the means. My brother.
I have to go pay for driving school. I have to have somebody use someone else.
So PK, you'll be shocked that somebody is available to teach you how to drive without even payment. It's part of the, I'm saying that life, everything is possible. I told you that they say the fingers are not equal. But when you bend them, they are equal. Bend it.
Not necessarily. Your bottom, your pinky finger is a little bit shorter than the
which one?
index finger.
You have an eye problem. Remove the spectacles and watch it not in the lens. Take the lens off. Like you're having sex, you don't use lens. So look at it direct.
Proceed.
You don't like peace. You don't like peace. So I'm saying that, look, stretch yourself. Stretch yourself. I always tell people that I love people to argue with me, but I hate when people disrespect me, because I don't do that. Before you think, before you talk, think. Ask yourself, this I'm about to do, this I'm about to say, what will be the outcome? Resolutions are important, but first and foremost, do stock taking of your life. Take a deep retrospect of the life you have lived before, because retrospection is very important than any other thing. Most of us, we live our life like one day at a time. Be careful. Take care of yourself. As a woman, you are growing. Yes, marriage is not coming. Go and check if the eggs are still intact. You are a man. Marriage is not coming. You've not got a child yet. Go and check if the sperms are still working. Have something practical that you can hold on to it and say, you are fighting over a land, fight over it. Let's take good care of ourselves. Health-wise, start your year with your health check. Whatever the machine tells you, or the medical practitioner or your GP tells you, don't take it light. Work towards it. If there are traces of BP in your system, check your emotional level. If there are traces of sugar in your blood, check it. If you have anything they find, don't rubbish it. Even if you have faith that anybody, don't rubbish it. Work on it, because it's a little drop that changes the situation. Finally, seek for help. Look, counseling is good, because in the multitude of counselors, there's safety. Blessed is the man who doesn't walk in the seat of discomfort, but seeks for counsel. So seek for counsel. Seek for professional counseling, so that you can be able to resolve and do. Stop begging. Beg and find something to do. Whatever your situation is, remember, you are not in it alone. Don't do anything that will harm yourself, because until you pass on, you don't know what you will have. The world needs you. Your family needs you. Your nation needs you. Your friends needs you. Don't do anything that will take your life. Work towards the life God has given you, so that 2025, when we come back again, we can boldly say, you've done well, faithful servant. I'm always reachable, because I'm responsible for my comment and my statement. I wish there's one thing that PK will resolve, but I'll go and tell him behind the scene, as his resolution I am demanding from him. You can get to PK, he'll give you my number. Or you come to me direct. You can get me on 0277. That's +233 277. PK, you can put it across for the under my name when you're writing it. And remember, I now hold a doctorate, so refer to me very well. Dr. Counselor Luto. I have 2 doctorates on it. Please be careful. So +233 277 609 644 +233 277 609 644. You can call me direct. Try a WhatsApp message. If you call me WhatsApp, I hardly ask this year 2025. I'll pick your WhatsApp call on that line, because I've really not been very, very good on line when I'm picking WhatsApp call. So try that one, and we'll go. We'll do counseling online. It's not for free. You might get a discount. My services are not for free. So I collect money to do
when did you get your doctorate? Your honorary doctorate?
It's a question. It's a question when you ask me here, the answer I will give you might shut the channel before the original closing time. But those of you who follow me, You know, when a doctorate came, it was not hidden. It was advertised everywhere because I'm a public person, so I do everything. I'm a public finger, so I put everything on my fingers. Everybody sees it. That was last year, one of the things I got. And I've taken a decision that it's been good to by the grace of God. It's okay. So please seek for help. Once again, my number is posted there. Get across, let's help you. Whatever issues you have, relationship, business, whatever you want, please get in touch with us and we'll help you out of it. Thanks to HRE TV for hosting me today. And if you want my services, you can still get in touch with PK or get myself. I'll come and help you on a group. Just that I don't do this for free. Check your time. What is the time in the US? This is a huge level of sacrifice that you need to do so that somebody's life can also be touched. So thank you very much for hosting me. Once again, don't just do a resolution without the help of a counselor. Seek for professional counseling. Thank you very much. Happy New Year to all of you. Happy New Year to you, PK.
So
PK, the foundation is also very important. So my foundation will join the Tap Send page very soon. But my foundation is called the CL Foundation for Health and Wealth. So we take care of widows, we take care of people with cerebral palsy, the people you call in sober in Ghana. You don't hear of them again because we have taken charge and we are taking care of them by the help of my president and all the able supporters, Honorable Yafra and Dr. Kwei Singh, Auntie Kwale, and the rest of the members. They've done so well, and we are on course. This year, latest in the 3rd month after the inauguration, we're supposed to do it in January. In the inauguration, we're going to do 460 widows, health screening, help them. If you have a child like that, cerebral palsy child, and you want help, you can ask us for home remedy as well. You have diabetes, you don't know how to manage it. You have glucometers, you want to give it to us, we'll collect. You have BP machine, you want to give to us, we'll collect. All we're saying is that our foundation helps the needy. We give capital to people. Some are learning how to sew. Some people are learning how to cook food and sell. All this is coming from our foundation, and it's very old. This started in 2013, and it's under the tax. It is 510C in America. It's registered there, very, very well registered, and we are tax paying. Any donation you do to us, you can receive it back to go and then file for your taxes. We are ready to help anybody who wants to help in Ghana. We go beyond Ghana and any other place. We even go Togo. I think next year, this year 2025, we'll be doing something for the Togo people who are in need. But they say brighten your corner where you are. There are too many hungry people in Ghana for us to go to Togo. Once a while, we give individual people in Togo. This morning, I sent somebody money in Togo because the person was stranded. PK in Togo, just because he heard of the foundation and needed help for the mother who is a diabetic person. I sent the money to them. So we are doing what we can do. And I like it. One message I always say I like in aeroplane. They say anytime there is disaster, and nose mask will drop. But before you help the one you are sitting with, it says what? Help yourself. So as you watch me, help yourself before you help others. 027760 9644. God bless you. And remember, the best thing that will change your mouth smell is makwe ginger honey chips. The weather, makwe ginger honey chips. Thank you very much.
A-Class, over to you.
Doctor, I mean, Asia,
And that's it.
for all the information on the show.
Mr. Medasa,
And also remember, please also thank you very much to you both for the great message of the Amen. I would say God bless you. Really appreciate your time and also your patience digesting on to the topic. God bless you so much. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
At this point, ladies and gentlemen, this is what we conclude the show. We're going to cut our streaming live on HITV, Tap Send Ghana, and also Pick Your First and Solo Facebook page, as well as YouTube HITV. This is where we bring the streaming to an end.
All right, so thank you very much, those of you who joined me on Facebook. Yeah, so we are here, back to our time. We have some few minutes, and I think the old parliament is gone, and they have ask those who are not qualified to go to their family house. Those who are qualified are there. And there's a roll call of MPs underway at the moment. So if you don't hear your name, you should go back to your family house. So I'm giving you opportunity to hear some few. I'll come back to you right now. I'm here.
Onyina Champo Apeti Jensi. Opoku Davis Ansah. Opoku Eric.
So the 8th Parliament is gone.
Opoku Isaac Yao.
Now the roll call for the 9th Parliament since 1992. This is our 9th Parliament. See the MPs at times they behave like children. They behave like children. You know, there are some seats that are still with the High Courts, and the High Court is trying to resolve some of the issues. But those MPs, for example, Baba Sadiq and the rest, their cases are there. They've come to be sworn in, and like they said earlier on, when the House accepts and agrees that they should allow them to be sworn in, they will do. I remember one of the MPs went to Parliament for many months until they went to court and then they declared his seat vacant or something because they said he was a Canadian citizen and he came to stand and they voted for him. You remember? So there are a lot of things that are going to happen in Parliament, but the numbers now are very, very great. It's good. NDC have the majority, and unfortunately, the way the setting of the House, if you can watch, I can't show it to you, but the way the setting of the House is, it was done in such a way that the majority and the minority seats, you know, the left hand side and the right hand side is what is said, and that's how the design is done. So I'm wondering, all the people here, if you check the way the setup is, some will still fall in the left hand side of the speaker, but they are still majority because a lot of NDC parliamentary candidates have won the seat. Let me go and see the mind you, we are in midnight, 12:40. We are in midnight. Midnight in Ghana. You know, as we speak, we don't have a president in Ghana now. There's no president in Ghana.
Jerry Ahmed.
There's no president.
So Francis Xavier Kojo.
Because Jomama has not been sworn in.
So Arika now Jole.
But once the 8th Parliament is gone, they went to the Akufo-Addo.
Sulemana Adama. Sulemana Al-Hassan. Sulemana Al-Hassan Tampuli. Sulemana Yusuf. Tanko Mustafa Amaju.
If you watch on TV,
Taylor Issa Khalifu.
The majority are very, very energetic. The minority are very few, Charlie.
Tete Agotri Gisela. Tete Joycelyn. Tete Joseph Akwete.
So as we speak, there's no speaker in the house.
Tobin
the parliamentary clerk are those who are working. There's no speaker yet.
Togo Peter Lanchini.
This is work. People are sitting on the gallery at midnight to see the new parliament. This year I'll go for the Sona. I'll pick an invitation and go for the Sona to go and sit in the gallery as well. But tomorrow is the day. Kuma, thank you very much. Kuma Solo. So we can continue our conversation here for the next 30 minutes. Then we find our way out. Tomorrow morning we are going for the inauguration. If you don't have an invitation, don't attempt coming. It's those of us who have invitation that will go. Watch us on TV. And even those of us who have invitation, we have been given a certain time. Exactly at 8:30, they will allow us to enter our chairs. Our chairs will be hijacked because it's a serious security job.
Our members elect, we shall proceed in accordance with Standing Order 8.1 of the standing orders of Parliament, I am satisfied that quorum is present in this House to enable me proceed to conduct the election of the Speaker. In doing so, I would like to draw your attention to Article 95(1) of the 1992 Constitution, which requires that a Speaker of Parliament be elected by members of Parliament from among persons who are members of Parliament or qualified to be elected as member of Parliament. I also want to refer you to Order 7.2, which states, a person shall not be proposed for election as Speaker unless the person has given a written consent to the clerk to be nominated as Speaker. It is also important to draw your attention to Standing Order 8.5 of the House.
All right. So,
where only one person is proposed,
so there's a request
the
on
person shall be
Facebook.
declared elected and conducted to the.
Let's do what will bring us money at home. So, Kuma, my number, I'll drop the number for you immediately. The number you can reach me on. Kuma, if you are in Ghana, it will be easier for you to reach me on 0277 609 644. So I posted them on Facebook for you. Maybe I need to pin it. How did you call it? So I've pinned the number on Facebook, 0277 60 9644. Kuma Solomon. You can call me on that line. And not now. Now I'm live here. So when you call me, I can pick. All right, okay. So we're waiting for them to also elect the Speaker of Parliament. But if you have any question, like I said from the beginning, on New Year resolution, on relationship matters, on challenges that you are facing, troubles that you went through in 2024, and how to get out of it, I'm available here to help you. I do online counseling as well, and usually from January to April, I run a lot of discount at my New Year package for those of you who come for counseling in my office and online as well. So thank you too very much for asking for my number. So you can call me, and if you are in Ghana, let's do it together. So if you have any issue, you have any question, it could be sexual, it could be personal, whatever issue you have, it could be spiritual, I'm here. But we are here to vote for the Speaker of Parliament. Let me hear if there were more than one person that was nominated.
As the Speaker of the 9th Parliament of the 4th Republic. Mr. Speaker, Mr. Chairman, Honorable Alban Kumana Kingston Bagbe is a teacher, a lawyer, a politician, a statesman, a resolve-oriented and transformational leader. He was elected as Speaker of the 8th Parliament of the 4th Republic on the 7th January 2021, thus becoming the first person ever in the history of Ghana and the Parliament of Ghana to be elected to the high office of the Speaker of Parliament of a political party that is neither in government nor controls the majority of seats in
So they are nominating Speaker Bagwe.
He was called to the bar as barrister and solicitor of the Supreme Court of Ghana in 1982.
That's a long
and
time.
engaged in private legal practice.
That's a long time. How many years more?
1983 and 1993.
So be careful when you're speaking against Bagwe.
He later established a law firm in 1994.
Wow.
Called the Law Trust. Right Honorable Speaker entered the University of Ghana in 1977 and graduated in 1980.
1977, he went to University of Ghana.
English.
How old do you think Bagwe is?
The Ghana School of Law in Accra, where he was called to the bar and became a solicitor and advocate of the Supreme Court of Ghana.
Okay.
Honorable Bagwe later earned a postgraduate certificate on privatization of public utilities at the Eastern and Southern African Management Institute, Tanzania, in the year 1999. He also has an executive master's in governance and leadership from the Ghana Institute of Management and Public Administration, GIMPA. Right Honorable Bagbin entered Parliament on the ticket of the National Democratic Congress in 1993. He won 7 consecutive parliamentary elections.
Wow.
He was Speaker. Right Honorable Speaker decided not to contest as a member of Parliament at the end of his term of the 7th Parliament of the 4th Republic in the year 2021. He was elected Speaker of Parliament of the 8th Parliament of the 4th Republic of Ghana. Within these years, spanning some 28 good years, Honorable Alban Kingsford Bagbin served on various parliamentary committees and chaired several of them. He served as the minority leader from January 2001, a position he held for 8 good years until he transitioned to the majority leader and leader of government business in the year 2009. Honorable Bagbin again served as the Minister of Water Resources, Works and Housing, and later the Minister of Health between 2010 and 2013. In 2014, he returned to the House as the majority leader and leader of government business for the second time. He was elected the second Deputy Speaker in January 2017 for the duration of the 7th Parliament. He was a member of the task force responsible for the President of Ghana's priority projects in health, education, and transport.
So that's the profile of
famously referred to
Honorable
by Ghanaians,
the Speaker
as the 3
nominated
wise men.
for
Right Honorable
the 9th
Speaker
Parliament.
also served and continues to serve on several boards and international organizations. This includes currently is the chairman of the Parliamentary Service Board of the 8th Parliament of the 4th Republic of Ghana that dissolved today. He was a member of the Parliamentary Service Board for the 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th Parliament, and he was also in attendance as a member of the Parliamentary Service Board.
Sorry for the minute.
Parliament of the 4th Republic of Ghana.
I needed to secure myself.
He was a member of the African, Caribbean, Pacific, and European Union Joint Parliamentary Assembly, the ACPEU, at Belgium between 2013 and 2015. He was again a member of the International Council for Parliamentarians for Global Action. He is again the founding member, Global Organization for Parliamentarians Against.
All right, so this is the profile of Honorable Kingsford Suman Bagbin. The majority of the House are nominating him, and we'll go and see if he will be accepted by the House. Then he's now the Speaker of Parliament for the 9th Parliament. He was the Speaker of Parliament for the 8th Parliament that was dissolved. So he's no more a Speaker of Parliament. He was a former Speaker of Parliament of the 8th Parliament that was dissolved right now. As we speak, we don't have a Parliament in session. We're just about to inaugurate a Parliament in session. And in the morning, by 9:30, we will now use the Parliament to inaugurate the President of the Republic of Ghana. So Parliament will move out to go inaugurate the President of the Republic of Ghana in the person of His Excellency John Dramani Mahama. Now, as we wait for them, if you have any question you want to ask me, let's go, let's roll. There are a lot of questions you want to ask me. I was asking a question today as a woman. Can you pick a calendar and check how many times you have sex? How many times have you made love in the whole of the year? So start from a week and check out a month, and let's multiply it by a year. So when I asked this question verbally with friends around, somebody said, wow, me, I do it too much. Then we started counting. He said, well, at least every week. If it doesn't happen, I do twice. So if you do twice a week, multiply it or add it up and then subtract it from 31 days. Then you can see that the whole of the month, you might have done just 8 times. And I got those. So this afternoon, somebody said, oh, I maximum, at least, I can remember that I've done some 2 months ago. So we don't have consistency, but at least once a month we can get some times 2 months. Charlie, men have so somebody said they do it every 2 months, they can get someone. So every 2 months they're getting someone. So multiply every 2 months 1. It means that they have 6 months, 6 times in the whole of the year. At times you ask yourself, are there reasons and causes why many will withdraw from the act and the action? Well, he's been nominated. Let's hear them.
But before I second this motion, before I second this motion, under the rules of this house, which secondment requires that there should be no need for remarks or debates, I shall address some preliminary matters. Before, Mr. Speaker, Mr. Chairman, this House is an independent constitutional body. The mandate given to us to elect a speaker is engraved in the provisions of the Constitution, in particular, Article 95 of the Constitution. The Speaker he hasn't called.
Mr. Chairman, your guidance will be needed in this matter. This is my 4th term in this House. And this is the first time in the history of this Parliament. Our standing orders are very clear. When you rise to second a motion, there must be no remark, no debate. What the minority leader, who has not told us if it is now spiritually okay for him to sit in the minority leader's chair. I don't know what his spiritual advisors are telling him now. He cannot be violently violating our standing orders with such impunity. We cannot accept it. So, Mr. Chairman, please, we invite you to ensure that this solemn occasion proceeds with respect for our Constitution and the standing orders of the House. If you have some, you call it preliminary remarks, you can do that out of the confines of the motion and secondment. You are minority leader. You are well within your right to make your preliminary remarks after. You cannot be violating our standing orders. Please, let's be careful the precedent we set. This is so bizarre. It's never been seen in this House. So, respected minority leader, please. And Chair, I'm getting the impression that the clerk is allowing the minority leader to dictate the pace. Please, let's see your authority. We will not accept this.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, honorable members. Mr. Chairman. Honorable members, thank you very much. The honorable minority leader indicated that he is aware of the rules of engagement regarding seconding the motion nominating the speaker. That should be without debate or remarks. And I believe the honorable minority leader
will do exactly so. Honorable Minority Leader, you may proceed without debate or remarks. Honorable Minority Leader, you have the floor. Please proceed.
Mr. Speaker, I do not want to take issues with my respected colleague, Honorable Ablakwa. I will always want to respect his views. But I love debate, and I would want us to go into the issues. I kept quiet. You are impatient. I kept quiet for you. Let's have some decorum. Mr. Chair, my practice at the bar is always a guide for me. I said I have a preliminary matter to raise. In law, Mr. Blackwell, you pay attention. This is a matter of law. This is a matter of law. This is a matter of law. Law, pay attention. When Mr. Chairman, I said I have a preliminary matter, I meant to say that I have to deal with the preliminary matter before I get to the stage of seconding the motion. And that is allowed. Mr. Chairman.
Mr. Chairman, see, this house is a house of rules and procedures. Mr. Chairman, before I proceed, let me put on record that the minority leader is a distinguished lawyer of repute. And indeed, Mr. Chairman, I will refer the House to the rules of this House, and specifically to Order 8, Rule 4. And Mr. Chairman did refer to it, which reads, with your permission, and I quote, that a member-elect addressing the clerk shall propose a person to the House and the Speaker of Parliament, and shall move that the person, quote, do take the chair of this House as Speaker, end quote, which motion shall be seconded without debate or remarks, end quote. Mr. Chairman, my colleague, brother, and friend, the Honorable Okujeto Ablakwa, made the point rightly that in seconding the motion for somebody to take the chair, one is not entitled to make remarks or debate. Mr. Chairman, we all heard the venerable, distinguished, astute lawyer, minority leader, Honorable Afenyo Maki, loud and clear. Mr. Chairman, he said, and I quote him, before I second the motion, and end quote, before I second the motion, Mr. Chairman, he had not seconded the motion. And he did go a step further, Mr. Chairman, he did go a step further to say, before I second the motion, I would like to make some preliminary points. And so, Mr. Chairman, I will pardon my friend and brother, the Honorable Okujeto Ablakwa. He is not a lawyer. And therefore, by a basic rule, Mr. Chairman, by a basic rule or canon of interpretation, even a layperson will appreciate that the distinguished minority leader is still is yet to second the motion, and therefore is entitled to make the preliminary points he sought to make. So let the man do that. Make that point. Thank you very much. Thank you, honorable members. Thank you, honorable members. Honorable members. Honorable members, we shall proceed with seconding of the motion. And honorable minority leader, please proceed. Bring the rules of the Mr. Chair. Mr. Chairman.
Our parliament shall be a serious parliament.
Mr. Chairman, to rise to second the motion is a voluntary act. If it's not interested in seconding the motion, it should sit down. Arise to second the motion. The motion is therefore seconded. Thank you, but no. Quick one. You are Mr. Chairman,
there's a question from Kuma here. Kuma, come and answer a question. Let's share this live stream. Thank you very much. So that's
all right. Honorable members. Honorable members. Honorable members. Honorable members. Honorable members. The honorable minority leader was on the floor before the other honorable member interjected. The rules of the House, honorable members, honorable minority leader, please continue with the seconding of the motion. Please second the motion. Please second the motion.
Mr. Chairman, our
hey, it is going to be gracious.
Article 95 provides that there shall be a speaker who shall be elected by members of parliament from among persons who are members of parliament or who are qualified to be elected as members of parliament. Mr. Chairman, I have in my hand a statement issued by the office of His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, titled President-elect Mandate NDC Parliamentary Leadership to nominate Right Honorable A.S.K. Bagbin as Speaker of 9 Parliament. It reads, the President-elect, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, has in consultation with the National Executive and Parliamentary Leadership of National Democratic Congress, mandated the nomination
Mr. Chairman,
of the Right Honorable Abansuman Kingsford Bagbin as Speaker of the 9th Parliament of the 4th Republic. Mr. Speaker, Mr. Chairman, this letter is signed by Mr. Felix Ofosu, Kwachi Ofosu, as special aide. Chairman, the preliminary issue I'm raising is to the effect that the nomination only requires the consent
where from that
of the
letter?
person to be nominated.
Where from that letter? That letter, where is it from?
Question where
It must not be tolerated.
that the executive now directs that a
Where from
member
that letter?
should nominate would make this of the House of Records an appendage of the executive. Mr. Chairman, you people, no, what from the letter is the objection.
Hey!
Having made that point, where from that letter, I need, Mr. Chairman, to also draw. You see, to the fact that in 2001, 7 January, when Right Honorable himself, as minority leader, was seconding the motion, every move by J.H. Mensah for consideration of Alajete as a speaker. These were his observations, and I read from column 4 of the Hansa of 7 January 2001. I quote,
just a second, you know.
NDC, Nabdole Kalifno, as he then was. It says, Mr. Chairman, I rise to second the motion urging this House to accept the nomination of Mr. Peter Alajete as Speaker of the 3rd Parliament of the 4th Republic. He goes on to say, Mr. Chairman, in doing so, however, I would want to register the displeasure of the minority side on how this issue has been handled. Mr. Chairman, it is part of the rules of democracy for us to be heard. I am not opposed to the motion, but my concerns must register for answer. And the man that we are proposing for the high office of Speaker himself has set a precedent where in seconding Alajete, the chair allowed him to raise his concern. Let us tolerate each other. I am here with his own records. Mr. Chair, my contention basically is that in view of the improper consultation, from the majority side in this matter, and in view of the fact that, Mr. Speaker, the executive in a public statement is directing the honorable majority leader to nominate a person. I hold the view that honorable minority leader. The problem is not any executive. Honorable minority leader. The honorable minority leader. Honorable minority leader. Honorable executive. Honorable minority leader. Honorable minority leader. There is no executive.
Hey!
Recognize honorable members' intent. But let me make a point. Honorable minority, I'm the chair of this proceeding. Let me make my point. Honorable minority leader, there are extraneous matters which I believe should not be part of this process. You were to second the motion. The other information you were tendering, the other information you were providing, is not an information which is before this House. It is not part of the process for consideration for nomination of the Speaker. So, in seconding the motion, these matters ought not to have been brought to the floor of the House. Let me make that point. In doing so, I recognize Honorable Muntaka, please.
I am sitting here and I am tired for the parliamentarians. And yeah, easy. I
will not have reason to speak.
Makpe ginger honey chips.
And you have a leader crossing up the I need to draw his attention. Aside on the summer, I want to refer the minority leader to our standing orders 11510. And in 11510, it says, and I read, under rules of debate, and I read, a member seconding the motion or an amendment shall state, Mr. or Madam Speaker, I beg to second the motion or amendment, except that this may be without limiting the right of the member to speak later at a later stage within the debate. Most importantly, Mr. Chair, 11, it says, a mover of a motion or amendment may speak in support of the motion, but subject to these orders, no further, and that's where the emphasis is, no further debate is allowed until the motion or amendment has been seconded. So while you're saying, yes, it's within your right as a member, and anyone you go to order 8, after seconding and the motion is taken, before the speaker is called to take the chair, the standing order allows a member to get up and make other comments before that chair. So all we are saying is that in what you are doing, you are abusing the rules. You can second the motion. If you have something to say, you get up and you cut out the chair, and then you will be allowed to speak. So with this, we are abusing our rules, and we need to draw the attention. Thank you very much, Mr. Chair.
Honorable Minority Leader, I take it that you have seconded the motion. If you haven't seconded the motion, Honorable Minority Leader, you will second the motion. You will not proceed on any other matter apart from seconding the motion. So long as I remain the chair of these proceedings, you will not do any other thing apart from seconding the motion. Thank you.
Mr. Chairman, Mr. Chairman, Mr. Chairman, Mr. Chairman, Mr. Chairman, I have heard Honorable Mutaka. I disagree with him, but I'll reserve that for another day. Mr. Chairman, with the greatest respect to you, Mr. Chairman, with the greatest respect to you, a preliminary matter is a preliminary matter. Having raised them, Mr. Speaker, Mr. Chairman, having raised them, I shall proceed, therefore, to second the motion moved by my legislator colleague.
All right. The motion for the nomination for consideration for election to the office of the Speaker has been moved.
All right.
Seconded. Earlier, I drew attention to the relevant provisions of the standing orders, which requires a consent letter from the person nominated. Let me indicate, I have in my hand a consent letter addressed to the clerk of Parliament, Parliament House Accra. Attention, Mr. Ebenezer Ahuma Pietro. Written consent to be nominated as the Speaker. Pursuant to Order 7.2 of the Standing Orders of Parliament, I hereby consent to be nominated to be elected as the Speaker of the 9th Parliament of the 4th Republic. Your cooperation is highly solicited. Signed, Right Honorable Alban Sumana Kingsford Badby. So we have the consent letter. Having secured the consent letter, it is appropriately tabled. It is appropriately tabled. Yes, together. Yes, together with all. Yes. Thank you very much, honorable members. At this time, I want to find out, is there any other nomination? All right.
Mr. Chairman, in response to your question, our side has no nomination. Just for the record, we do not have any other. Why are you scared? You think we want to pull a fast one on you? Why are you scared? Mr. Speaker, why are they scared? We are not pulling a fast one on you. We will not. Are you sure you don't have any other nomination yourself? Mr. Chairman, I want to find out from our side Mr. Chairman, have patience for the process. Our side, the MPP minority, has no other nomination. But we want to find out from the backbench whether they have any other nomination. They should tell us. Whether they are only relying on the president-elect's nomination or they have another one, they let us know. There be no other nomination. I hereby duly declare Alban Sumana Kingsford Bagby as being elected. Our members will continue with proceedings. And very humbly resume your seat. Our members, please resume your seats.
I'm falling in love with going to Parliament.
We will invite the sponsors to conduct Alban Sumana Kingsford Bagby to the table.
I'm falling in love with going to Parliament.
As Alban Sumana Kingsford Bagby is being conducted into the House, I shall invite the Chief Justice, Her Ladyship Justice Tokonu, to proceed to the days for the administration of oath.
So I think that I've fallen in love in going to Parliament by watching this proceeding, and I want to be a Speaker of Parliament. Oh my God, I want to be a Speaker of Parliament. I've fallen in love. I expect the camera to go and fall on the faces of A+ and then the new people we have there. But Charlie, Honorable A+ and Honorable John Domelo. It's not funny, but I fell in love. I want to go to Parliament. So in the next 12 years, I'll go to Parliament. And I'm saying 12 years because by then most of them have come home. So when I meet them in town, I can hoot at them. No, but you know, if you don't have patience, some of the statements they make are very loose statements. I think that is on the lighter note when Honorable Minority Leader Afenyo Markins said that Wujatu Ablakwa is not a lawyer, so you should sit down there. I mean, the Parliament is not supposed to be made of lawyers. You know, these are intimidating messages. These are very the message is these are very strong words that if you don't know how to control your temper, you might react wrongly. That is why I said that you need to know how to manage your emotions before you go to Parliament. And like I said, majority of them need to know how to grieve their losses, because some of them are sitting there but they are grieving a loss. A serious loss is going through their grieving process. So let me go to my brother's message. He says that, okay, and no, okay, he says, my wife doesn't love making. Is it that she doesn't enjoy my male organ, or because it's small? I'm confused. My brother, are you confessing that your male organ is small or something? Because this thing I say, I don't know. She doesn't love making at all, say. Well, if he doesn't love making at all, then you are in trouble. You need to have patience. Marriage is one of the biggest scams that if you don't have patience, you cannot stay in. Women, it's very difficult at times to understand who the women are. Very, very difficult. It's very, very difficult to understand who the women are. Who women are naturally. Your wife might have a reason why she's doing that, but then maybe we have to do a discussion behind. But that's a very good point. Kuma Solomon too can say, and how many times do I need to have bedmatics in a week? And say, what is your take in masturbation? Well, my take in masturbation, I'll tackle your question from the bottom. Masturbation is not. Masturbation is not. So if your wife is refusing you from making love with best reasons known to herself, don't go to masturbation because it will destroy you. You can lose your wife, but don't lose your male organ. Should I repeat? Lose your wife, but don't lose your male organ. If your wife doesn't want to live with you again and she's refusing you making love with her, let her go. If you're afraid of divorce, you want to keep her around, but don't masturbate. So that at the end of the day, if finally your wife leaves you, you are now living in a deficit to now come and spend money to treat the side effect of masturbation. Masturbation is a bad thing. If you've not started, don't do it. And if you have started, seek for help. So as for masturbation, is a no-no. How many times can you have in a week? It depends on the individual. Because a sexless marriage is where you have sex throughout the whole year. In a week, you have 10 times sexual intercourse. In a year, we say you are sexless. So the whole year you're having 8 times sexual intercourse. It's sexless relationship because it's calculated at 10. When they just brought me John Dumelo at the last end of the seat. Yes, they just brought him so that we know he's there. I think the cameramen are watching me. So my brother, I can't tell you the amount of times you make love. I can't tell the amount of time you should be able to have your way with your wife or whoever. But it's one thing that is a painful road. It's a painful road because there are times you talk about it and they give it to you foolishly. They give it to you loosely. They give it to you painfully. And you are demanded to perform well, even when they give it to you just anyhow. A food that is not served well, when you eat it, you might be full, but be hurt. So there are times that they give you the sex all right, but unfortunately, you should say no. But like they say every day, men, we are vulnerable, so we can't say no to love making from women. Yeah. That statement is constantly said, but I believe that no matter how constantly they say it, don't be vulnerable when it comes to sex, especially with your significant others. Don't get sick because your wife is refusing you sex, or don't get sick because your husband is refusing you sex. As a matter of fact, I have come a long way to believe that we are not giving sex, don't worry. Let them even think you're having sex somewhere. It's okay. You know, there are times, one of the painful things that I find very disgusting is when a husband is imagining that a wife is sleeping out, or a wife is asserting or claiming or trying to join the instincts and connecting points that a husband that they are not giving sex is getting sex somewhere. It's very, very painful and very insulting. But any which way, all I want to tell you is that don't kill your sexual drive because your legitimate or legal wife is refusing you sex. Don't kill your sexual drive because your husband is not giving you sex. No, don't kill it. One of the most painful things is to revive your sexual drive when it's no more there. Don't try it, because if you kill it, it will be difficult to get it back. You're asking why, and I'm giving you the reason why. If you kill it, back. Sanso na ye na utweba no atenka ni wu a mesra unya bio. Etie nyina ye nhwe ne ye, ne mfa Bible kese ento de ye bia so. Isan se hwe abrabo na ye bodo hu. Wan ko nyanti ase a ede nisu ene beba. Ena enisu nso ba ede kom na beba. The American son say yan fanti ase anya ne sane ase ye na ye bebre ena ye ne ya anya ne sane ase ye na ye ne just obedi kan asem just how so ye bebre awaye yo na eya was that told me out to me do na why they saw ye yentie yes so egbagwe ena de menim na ye wia ni apo why I suman gbagwe
Do in the name of the Almighty God swear.
Do in the name of the Almighty God swear
That I will bear true faith and allegiance.
That I will bear true faith and allegiance
To the Republic of Ghana.
To the Republic of Ghana.
As by law established.
As by law established.
That I will uphold the integrity.
That I will uphold the integrity
of the Republic of Ghana.
Of the Republic of Ghana.
That I will faithfully.
That I will faithfully.
And conscientiously.
And conscientiously.
Discharge my duty.
Discharge my duty. Oh, I'll be a Speaker of Parliament very soon.
And that I will uphold.
And that I will uphold.
Preserve.
Protect.
And defend.
The
Constitution of the Republic of Ghana.
The Constitution of the Republic of Ghana.
And that I will.
And that I will. Do right.
To all manner of persons.
To all manner of persons.
In accordance.
With the
Constitution of Ghana.
With the Constitution of Ghana.
And the law.
And the laws.
And convention.
Of Parliament.
Without fear. Or favor. Affection. Or ill will.
So help me God. There you are. So Honorable Gbagbe is signing the book that he is now the Speaker of Parliament for the 9th Parliament. Congratulations to Honorable. Congratulations. Let's cheer him up. Congratulations. All right, so like I'm saying, when not the etewa eya. Etodi bia once abonti twe die ya. Me edi twa bebre ahyem yo. Ye won krofo a yesi mi di wo me amete. Ye won krofo bi kro omo ka se mi di wo. Omo bi o manu ka se omo edi me da. Me ni be omo di me. But the aya ne say etodi bia untumi yi ho ano. Na uhia atwe na wajai na wadwane akofie sanse etwa bi da ofie se wukodi na abedi fie ne de credo atum ama wo enhyehyɛ ana emre bi wa man tema wundi wan dware a wundi ami ye onya bebre ye beka wundi ana etolu bi a sane ye hyehyɛ ne ma wo no wukodi kura obenya tiyale emma minnimu se emma bret se mrema na mele minnim ba ejuma me ye nti mahia mba bi a omobre oga bi ka kire mo UK so no ontumi ni kunu nyanka e watwadi nti ese ontumi ntena ase emmo fa nhye no so pekote adi ono de onye sa eye den a obema wadi na oka asa mhwe ni din ne ho mbo no ho so sebio wo skapo se ni kunu mimi nim no owani onyam se ni kunu. But before I left to Ghana, there was a case that came up, a man treaty. But I started 2025. There are a lot of things we did in 2024 that will repeat. Some topic will repeat them again. Now, Bakune woman said, this is a man who for 2 years, and fear me, ma ondino. The entire yiri man didn't say, yiri say, wakodi. Wenya nte yese wedi girl bi a omane ne kwa sorry na be man ngin tum no nkoye test anse na omane ho kwan na onfa ne kwoti enhye ne twem na akosum fie mienu enti ye kan fie miensam ne ewura no ono so si anya no krenti onkoye mpo na ayehwe but se agoro o se counselor de na ginsem na ofre me oseni audio nti oseni audio na na me se ontumi frem kasa den I to say papa no eya fanitim isan so no so ahye no ho se ondi twa bia e wo ne yire achi ba oba no si odi twa that's okay ana me dia me ka che no se onhwe na na tinka anko sa pa na me ka che no eya den pa isa se pempi ni wahu ya adwene se ye wa honden de ba meka unyanya yale bia unim se otwa wa honden okwato wa honden a na eni honden emma de emfa wo hu a kire so awo no mope eje mi futuo ni se ga idi a ye calculation yi ono OCS o man yidi ni kunu ni di twice a week no na ehun say a year no omudi omu 8 times. It's called sexless marriage. Now say twice a week impo na onya sexless marriage nya say mo a mo kire so sa 3 months bi ana mama baako eno anu matu mo adwi mu na say wodi anu ko calculate afa calendar na calculate na say wodi na predict do na edi na won so aye ndi wu kura anso e me wan girls bi a minim ho obi andi wo enti gbagbo first speech ni empon news alert honorable Gbagbo sworn in as Parliament of the 9th Republic.
Honorable members, I will see deliver my acceptance speech. Your leadership, the Chief Justice, Justice Mrs. Etu Araba Isaba Saki Tokunu, honorable members of Parliament elect, Your Excellencies, speakers.
All right, any other question let me address. Obu asan bi se bi address na me to a channel pa.
I'm aware we have a number of them.
Eje easy cry and then on the 7th. They said me be microphobia on the 7th. Na me nyana me nko. And we hear me pa on the 7th. UK 4 7th.
Traditional leaders of the country, chairmen and executives of political parties present, distinguished invited guests, ladies and gentlemen. It is with great humility that I accept the high and privileged office of the Speaker of the 9th Parliament of the 4th Republic of Ghana, having had the same honor.
What any other question again about sex? Say oyire ma woni ne nda onya dan. Ukunu diwa onya dan.
I am grateful to
Ubisa me moaya. Ukunu diwa mo bi ndiw.
for his grace
Oyire ma wondi na diobi.
for me to achieve this rare feat.
Mawie.
To him be all the praise and honor.
Obi wa asem bi se bi ara na me fancy.
Honorable members of Parliament elect,
Yayi gbagbe.
I am very grateful for the privilege and confidence you have reposed in me to be Speaker and to head this honorable House once more. I also express my gratitude to the President-elect, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, for the trust and confidence in me and my leadership of the House, and for recommending my candidature in consultation with the leadership of the great National Democratic Congress to be elected Speaker of this Parliament. I came to the Speaker of the 8th Parliament with my experience as the longest legislator of the House. I now come to the 9th Parliament with just not that background, but now with the experience of 4 years of speakership of a very difficult hung parliament. I promise to bring all these experiences to bear in guiding this House to perform its mandate with efficiency, diligence, and above all, with a sense of being the bulwark of democracy in Ghana. To the good people of Ghana who continue to hope for a better Ghana, I urge you to support your parliament and be interested and engaged with the work of parliament. As the standard orders of parliament direct, after we have performed this duty of electing me as the Speaker of Parliament, I will have the singular honor and duty to also proceed to perform the other duties imposed by the standard orders of the House. That is, to swear in the members elect and proceed to supervise the election of 2 deputy speakers of the House. Once again, I am very grateful for this great honor. And thank you so much. Honorable members, we now proceed to item 6 on the order paper. Taking of oaths.
All right, so they are swearing them in, and I have to swear myself in. So on this note, let me wish all of you a happy new year specifically. All of you who have supported me, receive me in two hands, and I wish you a happy new year. Happy new year from me to all of you. It's been the biggest opportunity that I've shared with you, and this is to all my friends, my loved ones, those who understand me, those who don't understand me. I want to wish you a happy new year and a generous happy new year and a generous seasonal greetings. Thanks so much for your support. Thanks so much. Thanks for your support, especially last year. So thank you very much. I'm grateful, very, very much grateful for your support. A happy new year to all of you. And may God bless you. We are in the 7th day. Therefore, I want to leave you with this message. This is my message. Father, in the name of Jesus, 7 is completion. Whoever finds themselves in the 7th day of the first month of the year 2025, bless them. May every wish and every desire that they deserve be given to them. Let us end this year with they remembering this wonderful day that you made it for them. They didn't do it for themselves. May you, O God, look at them from far and bless them in all that they do. Thank you for their lives. Lord, may you bless them with the answers to all secret prayers that they have prayed. Let us come back to you knowing that you have made it possible for us. And because of your possibility, we are able and will forever be able to do what we are supposed to do best. Thank you for their lives. Keep them out of falling. Let all my fans and followers be blessed on this 7th day of January. On this note, I wish all of you a happy new year once again. I love you. Take care of yourself. Remember, your first 2 months is to do your thorough medical checkup. Please go and do the in-check for me. Whatever you find out, please and please again, don't allow it to weigh you down, but work on it, because that is not unto death. Congratulations once again. Remember, I told all of you who are following me that get a new bottle of oil and let's launch ourselves into the month of increments so that your expansion shall come. If your oil is ready, you can call me and I'll do it for you at this time. And those of you who have oil already from 31st to anoint yourself. Today is Tuesday. Anoint yourself and declare, my expansion has come. My elevation has come. My increment has come. Thank you very much. Watch if you want to watch. Enjoy if you want to enjoy. You can call me direct on 0277 609 644. Good night. Thank you for coming on Facebook, on YouTube, and on TikTok. Tomorrow is a Tuesday. Today is Tuesday for us. We have a topic to treat tomorrow, and I'm going to do justice to the topic tomorrow. 5 o'clock Ghana time, we'll have a section together, and it will be a bigger blessing. Let me say a good night to all of you. Thank you for coming through for me. I'm honored that you came. My body is tired.
I'm super excited about this ginger chips. enti se wo pe eye ginger chips a me pa wo chow se enye mape ginger chips dia ene dey na worry ene just am say ye wo in powdered form like this enti se wo you be a pick green tea to se me a na me green tea na me de bi egum na se me pese me munch on something so a ene me saka no a na mare wo de wunnim hye no Google about ginger and you see the health benefit of ginger. But it just say the organic honey and our kaho and I mape ginger chips myself. So America, it comes in a pouch like this. Into more American yina mubiti me afre
862-215-2007.
Good. Ofra you be deliver ye dia more kama. So Ghana so a be patch of free
0277-609-644.
Mape ginger chips dear OBA here. I'm super excited about this ginger chips. Ain't it se wo pe eye ginger chips a me pa wo chow. Se enye mape ginger chips dear. And then I worry. And it just say ye were in powdered form like this. Inti se we will be a pick green tea to se me a me green tea and I me de bi egum. Na se me pese me munch on something so a ene me saka no a na mare. Wo de wunnim hye no Google about ginger and you see the health benefit of ginger. But it just say the organic honey and our kaho and I mape ginger chips myself. So America, it comes in a pouch like this. Into more American yina mubiti me afre
862-215-2007.
Good. Ofra you be deliver ye dia more kama. So wo Ghana so a be patch of free
0277-609-644.
Mape ginger chips dear OBA here. I'm super.
Hello, Minyama. Me say a droya me baby jumwa dance ya chow. Mrs. Bento, me jumwa dance ye. Minim a dra me baby dimu asem a chow. MSP 30. Me say a drawway a bra na mean to me bra. Me say my bra jit one day. One day in the crownus mojano and papa. Me say a drawway and the chicha jane. Unim says unto me bra ya. Unum a drawway ya. Senya wasa or ba uflo. And ma uflo pepe. One more almost caught a feature na on my just young way yachas want to me one me see MSP 30 a drawway. Me see me nienti a me do one dance ya day. Achro, pe binto ya pebito, or bow uchima asay, or bow yechima just a yetawonka. MSP 30 and recon mouth. Now undim say. Secrets back for someone who say, even say a yechima crampa, toss that one man. It's yes, you was a ye in carbone, a my yeast infection near Yadin. Now, me see a drawway eye friend MSP 30 no. Juma Edimau, make massage also Konekososhe. Me massage also Konekososhe. Now, me say, oh, pedudre to any year aquine. Your telephone number ne was
0277-609-644.
the Darcy. Hello, Minyama. Me say a droya me baby jumwa dance ya chow. Mrs. Bento, me jumwa dance ye. Minim a dra me baby dimu asem a chow. MSP 30. Me say a drawway a bra na mean to me bra. Me say my bra jit one day. One day in the crownus mojano and papa. Me say a drawway and the chicha jane. Unim says unto me bra ya. Unum a drawway ya. Senya wasa or ba uflo. And ma uflo pepe. One more almost caught a feature na on my just young way yachas want to me one. Me see MSP 30 a drawway. Me see me nienti a me do one dance ya day. Achro, pe binto ya pebito, or bow uchima asay, or bow yechima just a yetawonka. MSP 30 and recon mouth. Now undim say. Secrets back for someone who say, even say a yechima crampa, toss that one man. esiesi wase eyi nkabone ema ye yeast infection ni ajade nyina mesi edro we a friend MSP 30 no juma edima me maso ahwe woso kone kosohwe me maso
yare yo yare yase obi benya wona fi yare yamfa yare nso nya nipa sichire yare ni no sickness can determine the last straw of your life. Ladies and gentlemen, friends and loved ones, supporters of our foundation, the CL Foundation for Health, Diabetes and Asthma and Cerebral Palsy, we are knocking at your doors, knocking at your pocket, knocking at your emotions. Support me and my team to support people living with diabetes, asthma and cerebral palsy. Your donations are welcome on 862-215-2007. Your Zelle 862-215-2007. MTN Ghana numbers 055 000 5077 055 000 5077. It is the MTN number. CL Foundation for Health and Support. Help us with the diabetes equipment, glucometers, wheelchairs, old clothing, new clothing, financial support, and let's give it to the needy. Thank you for your support.